Hey Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Seattle it's 44 and cloudy. Today, it'll be cloudy, with a forecasted high of 55 and a low of 44.
Thanks Google. Just a couple more days of cloudy skies and occasional rain showers. On Saturday, we'll be making way for some sun and highs in the upper 50s. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
But I am Shrimpy Pimpy. It is 5:45. I'm Danny Bonaducci, and this is KZOK. Good morning.
Hi, I haven't heard that nickname in a while.
It's not actually a nickname. It's a character name in a movie. I think it was a cartoon for that
I remember
matter.
Gibbons called you that for a long time. I never knew why.
Yeah, no, it's from, I believe it's from a movie I was in where I did the voice, where I don't think any part of my voice sounds shrimpish or pimpish,
No.
to be honest with you.
No.
I just feel that I'm above and beyond. But yeah, I'm sure. Hey, Derek, will you look it up? Will you look up Shrimpy Pimpy and see what the hell it is? I think it's a character, but I don't think I am a shrimp. I think I'm a person. I think I'm actually a pimp,
Right.
but I'm small and I'm mad about it.
Okay.
And having said that, I never saw any of this movie and don't know for sure. Just it makes sense to
haven't
me.
seen it either.
So I'd run up on you, be all shrimpy and pimpy in his house.
Looks like the pimpy shrimpy is a fly used for fly fishing.
All right.
Saltwater only.
So did you play that in an animated
Yeah,
film?
what the hell?
Look
Yeah.
up Danny Bonaducci and Shrimpy Pimpy because it is from something
It's from
Danny
a movie
starred
for
in.
sure. And, well, star is a strong word, young lady, but thank you.
Is there anything you've ever been in that you weren't the star, Danny?
No, never, ever. Good call on that.
Good point,
I was
yeah.
in a cartoon one time that I did for, I said, you want to do these things for your kids every now and then when your kids are young. And it was something and Drix, and I played a virus inside some poor guy's body, and I made him really sick.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I do with my career. So the reason I started with Shrimpy Pimpy, we're gonna accent the shrimp on this. Went out to dim sum with the little woman. We planned it out. Yum. Yeah, we had a big day planned. She doesn't usually break out the clipboard of fun unless we're on vacation.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, but yes, oh man, it was all worked out. She had the dim sum. We're going to go to a specific place. I forget the name of it. Then possibly geocache, and then for sure go to the pinball museum. Very little of that happened. Oh. Just don't ever go to dim sum with somebody allergic to shrimp.
I didn't think she could go to dim sum.
She can't go to dim sum.
Everything has shrimp in it.
And plus, I don't know if there's some kind of reason, because I go to Chinese restaurants all the time. It's my favorite food in the whole wide world. But it seems the people that serve dim sum are the people that don't happen to speak English yet.
Yeah.
And I say yet because maybe they're gonna, but I don't know. And they don't have to, because they come by and they have all of these little dishes. And you say, is there shrimp in that? Which I think they hear the word shrimp and just start throwing shrimps at you. So, but I love shrimp, so I ate all the shrimp. But she had one little thing. It happened to be pork. And this is what she said. You can't do the accent anymore, man. It makes me mad. It's a good device for telling the story. But they said, okay, here's baked lamb inside your football. That's a direct quote, man. I actually asked her to say it again in case, because what's happening in a super thick accent, it might not have been most of those words. You know, it could have been other words that sounded like, here's your lamb inside a baked football.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff sounds like baked inside a lamb football.
Or do you think it was pigskin? Lamb stuff inside pigskin? Is that the football?
Well, first of all, I'm going to call you a genius anyway because I like it. But
Thank
no,
you.
you could see it was just crispy dough. It was a shape.
Okay.
But not of a reasonable football. Little itty baby person football. A midget football. Can you say midget football?
No, we don't say midget
No,
anymore.
what if not the person, the football?
That's just a small miniature football. Miniature. I think we say miniature. We don't say midget.
There's a car that's actually called a midget.
Yeah, we do. That's a little person car. We
No,
don't say,
you could be full size and own it, Paul.
They don't make that car anymore. It's politically incorrect. to
I-
make that
You're
car.
all making weird stuff up. Anyway, we ate lamb inside a baked football, and then I had just tons and tons and tons of shrimp, and it was delicious. We went literally.
Did she not have a reaction and she didn't wind up getting any shrimp?
No, I protected her by
Oh,
eating
I'm
everything
shocked.
anywhere near her. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked too, but I'm kind of shocked that we go to dim sum.
Yeah.
Like, don't go with me.
They
Well,
put pork and shrimp in everything.
Yeah. So if she was a Muslim is it Muslims that don't dig pork? Yeah. If she was a Muslim with a shellfish allergy, dim sum would just be a terrible
Yeah.
experience. But she just has the shellfish. So, you know, I don't want to be mean to her because I had a really good time, but it affects your time that you think she's going to start going soon.
Yeah.
Which would annoy me to no end. If she started doing that in a public place,
and is that that's the big catch, right? It's just more annoying than you're not super concerned because does she have some medication she takes?
Does she have an EpiPen?
Is she
she
gonna
has
be
to bring with
okay?
her?
no, she doesn't have an EpiPen. I was sitting there going,
Oh,
I
okay.
should probably know the answer to these questions, but I do.
So there's a real medical concern in addition to it just being a bummer for you.
Well, she doesn't have an EpiPen because she's not going to die, I
Okay.
think. I think she's going to be annoying. Her face is going to blow up and turn like pink and red and weird stuff like that, and she's going to go,
Your
and
favorite sound.
then I'm going to yell at her, to be honest with you. I said, if I thought there was a chance of her dying, I'd say, oh my God, let's save your life. But because I don't think there's a chance of her dying, I'm going to say, are you aware that you're going in a restaurant that I go to? Can you not go outside or save it till you get home and then go there? That's what I think. So then we went over to the Pinball Museum.
Nice.
Pioneer Square?
We have discussed, and I said I've been to the Pinball Museum, right in the International District.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said yesterday, the day before when we talked about this, that I had been there. Turns I've never been there. There's other places that I thought were it. There's one in Ballard that I thought was it. It's
Oh, you're talking about
the
full
ice
tilt
cream
ice
place.
cream.
Yeah. I thought that might have been it. I didn't know. It's a pinball museum. It's going to be a place that has a lot of pinball machines. Turns out, I'm right. That's exactly what
It
it
is,
has.
yeah.
Maybe it's bigger than it looks from the street, but it seems about 15 pinball machines.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't been, but I thought it was more than that. But
And
Well,
Derek,
but
think,
I
is
have
only
not
one.
been there.
Maybe there's stuff behind the curtain. Maybe there's
Yeah.
15 pinball machines and then a door you go through or something. But from where I saw, and 15 would be a stretch. And dig this, $15 per person just to go in the door.
and is it unlimited play or do you still have to put quarters in?
I thought when she said, "Do you want to spend $15 on this?" and I said no, I just said no. It never occurred to me that might come with something. But even still, I'm not paying $15 for the pinball.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta be there
flat
a
out
while.
not right. Although I imagine it's up to $1 a game now, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was a quarter, and I think you got 2 games, maybe even 3 games. But $15 just to walk in the door of a storefront?
Well, Derek, can you play pinball at the pinball
Yeah, there are
what do you
people
call it,
playing.
museum?
Yeah, you can play. And then on their website, maybe there's another room you didn't see because on their website, they have over 50 machines listed.
That's what I was saying, because there's like
50.
15 of it. Right, not even. I was trying to make them look better, and then I thought I may have another door. There's maybe 8 machines because they're fairly big. So obviously there's another door. But either way, door or no door. Oh, I feel like Howie Mandel, don't I?
Deal or no deal?
No, yeah. The other way, I'm Monty Hall. Either way,
Yeah.
either
Wayne
way, I
Brady.
did not play any pinball.
Okay.
That didn't happen, so we split.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, well,
It is a lot, but
it was a
real estate's expensive, man. You got to pay rent.
Right. It was, but the thing is, on that business-wise, what's a better idea? $15 in unlimited play, or a couple dollars to make people play? Because at $15, that's $30 in the middle of the day to do an activity no one really does anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's no, people aren't going, oh man, let's go to the arcade like they used to. They go to their home.
I think they cater to people who are super into pinball and are going to stay there for a long time, play a bunch of games.
I only had a chance to see one game kind of close up because I don't know why I reacted. I waste money. I shouldn't, but I do. I overpay for lunch and dinner and stuff like that. I buy pink tennis shoes that I don't need. They had to be like $60.
They're awesome.
They're
though, man.
awesome, though. I made people look at them.
Yeah, we know.
There's the guy at the front desk.
Yeah.
I
Denny?
said, "You look to me like a person who knows fashion." And I thought, "Can you say that? Is that cool? What do I know? Everything's so tense these days." And he said, "I am a person who knows fashion."
Yeah.
They were like that, which I thought was cool. And I said, "All right, then I'm going to show you something that's going to make your day." And I showed him my pink tennis shoes, and they made his day. He's a better man. I was going to say that's a quote, but it's not a quote. It's a quote. It's a quote from me. He is a better man for seeing my tennis shoes. It was very exciting. But I'm sorry, I didn't. I had $15 a pop. I don't even know what else $15 will buy me in these times where things are so expensive. But it's going to buy me things where I got crazy flipper fingers. You've never seen me fall. This deaf, dumb, and blind Pontucci sure plays a mean pinball.
King County Sheriff's deputies are investigating after 2 teen girls were killed in a shooting in Burien last night. Deputies were called to an apartment complex near Ambound Boulevard and 139th Street just after 9:30 p.m. They had gotten reports of shots fired. When they arrived at the scene, they describe it as being very chaotic, people running around, victims on the ground with gunshot wounds. Detectives believe this started as some sort of fight in a parking lot outside of the building, that this was not random. It was not a drive-by. Both victims were rushed to Harborview. They did not survive.
Jeez.
Names and exact ages have not been released, but we know they are girls and they are teens. A boy was found safe and his father taken into custody after police say he broke into a Lake Forest Park home and forcefully abducted the child. Many of us got Amber Alerts yesterday, and they said that this man is now in custody. The 5-year-old boy was taken. The man is described as violent and dangerous, forcefully abducted, but they were able to track him down and, as I said, taken into custody.
Any note on whether the Amber Alert worked out the way we all hope it does? Did somebody see them after getting the alert?
Yeah, in fact, the police said that they got reports within minutes of the Amber Alert going out. They got calls of the location of where he was.
Yeah, it didn't help his case that he got into a hit and run as he was fleeing.
No, that would not help his case. Yeah.
A British Columbia woman captured a photo of an encounter she just had with a cougar inside her home.
Wow, did she fight it?
It seemed like she almost had to. This is a 20-year-old named Shayla, and she said she got home from work and discovered that the door was open to the shed, which is right outside.
See what happens when you teach them to open doors?
Yeah.
She said that she noticed the door was open to the shed. She opens the door to the shed, and there's a cougar in there. She runs out and is shouting at her roommate, "Stay inside the house. Don't open the door." And he only heard, "Open the door."
Oh.
Oh,
So he opens the door.
She should have stuck with stay inside the house.
yeah.
The dog runs out. They said it's an Akbash dog.
An Akbash.
Oh, yeah.
No idea what that is. Ran out and started chasing the cougar, which then ran from the shed into the home.
I don't mean to laugh because I don't know how the story ends.
Yeah.
But I'm going to assume if the person was eaten to death by a cougar, we'd have heard by now, right?
Yeah, this did not end poorly. It was a little scary, but so Grandma was inside the house. She grabbed her axe.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not fighting
roommate-
grandma, that's for sure. I used to be in the grandma fighting business, but I'm going to retire.
The grandma gets the axe. The roommate gets a baseball bat. Someone else in the house grabbed a hammer. They all ran outside chasing the cougar, and the cougar said, "Heck no, I want nothing to do with
It's
this."
a little bit of overkill. Yeah, everybody, I mean, Tim from Tool Time is completely empty of tools. Everybody's after a cougar with that. But yeah, all right. So everybody said nobody even got bit or anything like that.
No.
Now, I get confused because I'm willing to fight almost all animals.
Yeah.
How big is a cougar?
Could be about 100 pounds.
Yeah, I get afraid a little bit.
Yeah, you
but
should be.
here's I'm going to anesthetize them first
Aw.
and possibly have their teeth pulled. But in a way where I can put them back because I don't want to be cruel. Just going to go a couple of rounds, knocking around, say,
With a deformed cougar.
Yeah, with a completely deformed cougar.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna
Paul,
have
do you
it-
want to say it or should I?
You go ahead.
Loser,
Cougar abuser.
Hey, I saved the teeth to put back in.
Oh, that's nice. You're not going to make a necklace this time?
Not gonna make it. What's wrong with me? That's a real thing.
Julian Assange, the controversial founder of WikiLeaks, who has been holed up at the Ecuadorian embassy in London for almost 6 years now.
Right?
Well, the Ecuadorian government announced yesterday they have barred his internet. No more internet.
Oh, was he looking at porn?
No, what's really bizarre is what they said to him was you can communicate with the outside world as long as you don't interfere in the affairs of other states. Don't mess around
Right.
like political statements or telling people you're going to help with any information if it's another country, another.
He's kind of nothing without that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing.
They would not go into detail, but said he violated the agreement, that he was not allowed to use his communique to interfere with affairs of other states. They said they warned him about his messages on social media, but would not go into detail, give any examples.
Wow, here's what's happening in my most humble of opinion, and that is they're getting ready to kick him out, and they're laying the groundwork for what he did wrong and why we gave you a warning.
Yeah.
Because he has, I don't know how many people it takes to make up a legion, so I'll turn it into a bunch. He has a bunch of diehard fans that think he's helped shape the world to be a better place.
Yeah.
That that he's a whistleblower, not a traitor, and so. Ecuador doesn't want to look like the bad guy in this, so they're saying, "Oh, we warned him 3 more times, and you're out." And I was gonna say, shave your head and split. But do you ever watch? I Almost Got Away with It.
I have, yeah.
Apparently, running is terrible.
Yeah, it's tough to stay on the
you
run.
You get welts and stuff. I don't know why you automatically get welts and sores, but apparently it's awful.
Well, some said that one example that the public knows of is that he was a supporter of Spain's Catalan region who were trying to secede last year. So he might be speaking out about the Brexit. He might be speaking out about supporting movements in other countries.
Right.
And Ecuador said, just look at porn or play Candy Crush or whatever people do on their computer.
Which seems totally reasonable. If they give you those two things, porn and Candy Crush,
Yeah, what do I need?
should be set.
I don't need another thing. I'm good. That and good old some Ecuadorian food.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
The White House has rebuffed a report that President Trump is planning to go after Amazon, a perceived threat that had shaved billions of dollars off of Amazon's market value yesterday.
Which shaved billions of dollars off the stock market in general.
Yes.
I was surprised at that reaction.
But the White House rebuffing that means it's totally going to happen,
Totally
right? So far, that's been the case.
Well, asked about this report, White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders said that we have no announcements. There are no specific policies or actions that the White House are currently pushing for or considering taking. The president has said many times before he is always looking to create a level playing field for all businesses, and this is no different. He is always going to look at different ways, but there are not any specific policies on the table at this time. That did not stop Amazon from losing about 5% in afternoon trading. Now, in the past, Trump has said he does not believe that Amazon pays its fair share of sales tax, and this has been going on for a while. And they said that Amazon has changed the way they're paying taxes to try to make this all kind of go away, just like Apple did.
And a great deal of that is, matter of fact, us specifically here in Seattle, everybody cuts deals with these guys because we want you so bad.
Sure, yeah.
Like the person that they're doing Amazon Part 2 with, I don't think that's how you say that. Part 2, there you go. They're already saying, listen, you don't have to pay any tax for like 1,100 years.
Oh, yeah.
And then
for the new headquarters.
Please come here and employ 50,000 people, and you won't pay any taxes for the longest time. And by the way, shh on that whole thing.
So does Bezos now, is he no longer the richest man in the world? 5% of a big chunk of that stock is his.
Yes, and normally that is what happens. He has gone up and down based on the stock price of Amazon over the past few months. I don't know exactly what his net worth was when it closed yesterday. They didn't disclose that. I think somebody could legitimately track it day to day, but they're just not. That's too much work.
I'll go on record as saying yes, he's still the richest man in the world.
Okay.
That 50, because it's the 50 billion that dumped of his stock price. If that happened to him, I believe he wouldn't be the richest man in the world if it was him directly. It was $50 billion in this guy. It's not. It's probably maybe $1 billion, and that doesn't even affect him in the long run of who's rich.
They're saying that it is 100% correlated. The stock market up and down is 100% correlated to his net worth.
Because I thought he owned like 40 some odd percent
Yes.
of that Amazon stock.
Yes. So if that stock goes down today again, he will likely not be the richest man because.
But it's still not bad to be second richest man in the world.
And then he'll be the richest
but-
man again in 2 weeks.
And I don't think we're looking at this one correctly. I think the 50 billion, that happened. It didn't happen directly to him. His percentage share of that happened to him. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, I think he'd still be the richest guy in the world by a handful of billions instead of 60 billion or whatever it was yesterday.
He's neck and neck with Bill Gates. They're really, really close. And that Slim Shady guy from Mexico, it's pretty close.
So
I still don't
yesterday,
know what
when,
that guy
when
does.
Bezos woke up in the morning, he had 124 billion. When he went to bed at night, he had 118 billion.
It's
So he
about
lost
exactly what I
about 5
figured.
billion.
Yeah, that's the second
But
richest guy in the world.
118
Right.
still makes him the
The
richest man in the world.
That's a lot of money.
Still a lot of
So
$1,000 is still a pretty good chunk of change,
Yep.
right? If I won that money, I'd be the richest man in my house. KZOK.com to find out all the details.
Well, it's funny. To text that number right now, you've got really good odds of winning $1,000. If you like to maybe push the limits a little bit, Mega Millions is sky high right now. $502 million.
Yeah, that's real dough, man.
Your odds are not as good as if you were to just text that number, but it's not going to stop people from rushing out to get the, 502 is what it'll go up to. So Tuesday's
That's when I
drawing,
start paying attention. When
Yeah,
it
the
hits
500 million.
When it's the 500. It used to be 400 million, but now for some reason that's just not enough.
Do you remember when 400 million was a lot of money?
Yeah, I do.
God.
On Tuesday, it was 458. For Friday, tomorrow's drawing, it will be 502. This is the fourth time the jackpot has surpassed the $500 million mark.
Wow.
So
I won it.
What?
Me too.
I won it.
You want it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go buy a ticket. Highest jackpot ever, 656 million, won by 3 players exactly 6 years ago on Friday.
Wouldn't it just break your heart if Bezos won it?
Yes. Well, what's funny is you said that that was split by 3 players.
Yeah.
I think I would be pissed if I split the jackpot, and I don't know why, because it's still more monany than I'll ever see in my entire
I'm with you.
lifetime.
I'll tell you what would bother me, and I've thought about this, and I've played the lottery once, maybe twice, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if we said right now it's 502 million, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go out and buy some tickets, and we'll just split it if I win.
Right.
Then if we won, I would think, well, I hate you guys.
Yeah.
You totally don't deserve my money. It's all me. I'll give you $1.
Yeah, you only say that because you know you're going to lose.
Right. Winners don't say that. That's my
Exactly.
new motto. That's what's the
Bezos
motto
isn't
to me.
splitting his
No, he's
jackpot with
not.
anybody.
I'm pretty sure he's going to split it with his wife, but
I don't know.
I bet it's all protected.
Yeah.
I bet his mistress holds it.
oh.
And I didn't even mean the money.
A pathologist investigating strange patterns spotted in routine endoscopies has found a previously undiscovered human organ.
Huh?
It's a new organ.
Well, I actually technically heard you. I just don't understand.
This is called the interstitium, a network of fluid.
How can it be called anything?
Did they just name it?
Would they just go, I'm going to call that the interstitium. Why wouldn't you just call it Steve? Like a
They said
normal
this
person.
is a network of fluid-filled spaces found in tissue throughout the body,
Inside the stitium?
inside the stitium. And
Wait, when did they discover the stitium?
I told you. Why is it called anything?
this is something that they don't understand why they've never noticed it before. But
If it was really good, they were going to call it the superstitium.
This was just published in Scientific Reports. Pathologists describe a previously unrecognized, though widespread, macroscopic fluid-filled space within and between tissue. They had to use an endomicroscope to detect the network under the skin of the nose. It's under your nose.
It's under my nose?
Which I don't understand because they were doing endoscopes, which I thought was the other end of the body.
Yeah, that's a long way to go.
You wouldn't want your nose there.
But the crazy thing is they believe that this is what is helping cancer cells spread to the lymphatic system. So they believe that now that they've figured this out, they can figure out how tumors spread and maybe stop it. This could be awesome news.
It could be. They say this a lot.
Yeah?
This is going to fight. This is going to stamp out cancer. And then it doesn't stamp. Totally not. Remember T cells?
Yeah.
And they're going to cure cancer that second. We're going to shoot them into your neck or whatever, and you'd be fine in an hour and a half.
Aren't they still doing that? I don't know
They're
that
still doing that.
I don't know if they ever advertised an hour and a
Hour
half.
and a half. They compared themselves to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah,
I think you read different scientific reports than Paul does.
I think so.
I don't read them. I write them, sister.
Well, there we go. That's why the misinformation
I'm
is there.
telling you, they said that everything was going to be cured about 10 years ago, and they're wrong.
In Ohio, 54-year-old LaDonna Huguet spent Saturday afternoon at a carousel park and got a little drunk. She decided she wanted to have her photo taken with the Easter Bunny. When she went up to the Easter Bunny, she had a lot of lewd comments to say.
Wow.
And
You're not as good as the rabbit I have at home, that kind of thing?
I think so. When officers arrived at the scene, they told her, "You can't talk that way to the Easter Bunny." and she was arrested for public drunkenness.
Well, she should be. You can't talk like that to the Easter Bunny.
It's on the record, on the books. Inappropriate comments to the Easter Bunny.
That used to be one of my favorite things to do, though, is go get drunk and get on the carousel.
Really?
Yeah, there's one at the Santa Monica Pier and there's one in Griffith Park. And I would get just wasted and I would sit in the park. I would arrive there sober. And then next thing I know, I'd be shirtless on a carousel and parents would be guarding their children's eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I could handle a carousel while drunk.
No.
I think that was how it started. I think it was on some kind of dare. And
Yeah.
then it turned out that I really liked it.
I would think you'd throw up.
Yeah, no, I
Get
didn't.
dizzy. On to Philadelphia, where they have decided to create the most expensive cheesesteak.
No, same thing.
Either way.
Yeah, throw a candle in it.
I think it was wishful thinking on my part, thinking about cheesecake. No, this is a Philly cheesesteak that is being sold at Barclay Prime, a restaurant in Philadelphia, and it is made with Wagyu ribeye,
Oh, so they're going to make this thing that they're going to throw away with the best possible beef?
Yeah.
best possible beef, foie gras, truffled cheese, and it will cost you $120. They do serve it with a half bottle of champagne.
So it's a sandwich that you buy.
Yeah.
It's a
for-
sandwich.
It's not a
at
world
restaurant.
record or anything.
no, it's
Oh,
just
okay,
the
I'm
most
sorry.
expensive cheesesteak on anybody's menu.
I thought I heard the biggest. I'm going, they're going to weigh it. Oh,
No.
okay. Well, you know what? I don't know. How big is it?
How big is it? I
Yeah.
don't. It's just regular size. It's the size
Not
of a
too
cheesesteak.
much. If I could share it with a couple of people, those are some of my favorite ingredients, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
You got to have cheese whiz on the cheesesteak.
No.
I don't know that I could bring myself to put cheese whiz on foie gras.
no,
be honest
not
with you.
really.
It's
Well, it's delicious.
Tartufo
I don't know that I
cheese.
would not necessarily do it. It's one of those things I would ponder for a little while.
Yeah.
It is Tartufo cheese from Italy, and it is a
That's what they
blend
call
of
that
cow,
country.
sheep, and truffle.
All right.
$120 for a Philly cheesesteak when you could just go right down the street to Pat's or Gino's and it's probably $4.
The Campos was right next to my house, and
love
they
that
not only
place.
had wonderful, wonderful sandwiches, they had really good mac and cheese. And there's a dying art, like awesome mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Man, people were screwing that up.
We've got that place here locally, Colosi's.
Colosi's.
It's really, really good.
Yep, Al makes a good cheesesteak, and I'm still willing to bet it's not $120.
No, it sure is.
Hey, at the Red Lobster right now, it's Lobster Fest, and they got lobster mac and cheese, and it is delicious. Guess where my wife can't eat anything?
At Red Lobster?
Yeah, shellfish. I gotta leave that one.
You're obsessed with mac and cheese. We're talking about cheesesteaks. and
I
You're like,
am
no,
obsessed with
mac and cheese. There is a new sportswear company called Alexo Athletica that have debuted a new line of yoga pants. These have pockets designed to carry your gun, your knife, or both.
What kind of yoga class are you in?
Yeah.
That's so dangerous.
Namaste right there. I'll shoot you.
Yeah, right?
That's some effort.
Now, there is also a little pocket for your iPhone, and this is mainly because women wear yoga pants and do just about everything.
Yeah,
they
they do.
So if you wanted to wear your
And
yoga
God
pants,
love them.
Yeah, absolutely.
if you want to go out for a run,
Most of them, anyway.
Yeah.
say you want to go through Myrtle Edwards Park and you're not sure about your safety, you put on your yoga pants, put in your knife, you put in your gun, you got your iPhone, you go.
I don't think you need all of those.
Why not?
Because can't you take a gun or a knife?
I mean, they're different situations going to call for a different thing, right?
No. All
No?
danger things call for the gun. What are you going to escalate slowly? Somebody's attacking you, some chick in yoga pants, he jumps out and you go, wait, I don't want to shoot you. Hang on. Let me go for the knife side of these pants.
I guess it's just a backup.
Nah, just about. All right.
Well, it's surprising but true. Americans shell out more cash for candy on Easter than Halloween.
Really?
That's a huge surprise.
Yeah, giant surprise.
Now, they're close, but not really. Easter, $2.4 billion spent on candy. Halloween, $2.1 billion. We spend
That's-
a lot of money on candy.
That seems crazy. There's candy inside the eggs.
Yeah,
There's the chocolate bunny. So I guess theoretically,
a few other pieces in a basket.
but it seems like weird. It's
Jelly beans,
but I'm
peeps.
shocked at that information. Luckily, it's trivial, so I don't have to stand there going, "Oh my God, I've been wrong about Easter versus Halloween all
Yeah.
this time."
Well, they said that Easter is also a more widely celebrated holiday among Americans.
Okay, that also surprises
Also,
me.
huge surprise,
Especially because it's, essentially a religious holiday.
right. So therefore, you're just Christian and/or even just Catholic.
Yeah.
But one, you're a pagan parent and dealing with this.
I went to Rite Aid yesterday and bought some Easter candy. just because it looked delicious.
Yeah,
So,
but you also buy candy at Halloween. Everybody celebrates
Right.
Halloween.
He's
yeah.
right.
Well, they don't. 80% of people in America will celebrate Easter, 60% Halloween.
That's insane. I mean, I guess 40% is hiding in their house with their porch light off, pretending they're not home.
Yeah, Danny.
Do you do that?
No. Yeah. All right. I guess she's saying it and she's the news lady.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you don't have kids or don't live in a neighborhood that has kids, you don't
And
celebrate
you're-
Halloween.
That's
And
correct.
you're Christian or not Christian, but don't care that this is celebrating the resurrection of Jesus.
Yeah.
To a lot of people, Easter is about the candy. It's about the celebration. It has nothing to do with religion. But 80% celebrate Easter. This is according to the National Retail Federation. And 60% celebrate Halloween. And a lot of the candy is for the Easter egg hunt. So in communities where you have those, you go to one of those, don't you, Paul? Where
Yeah,
you
you go to
some
the
of these
local
lawn-
park and they don't even hide the eggs. They just dump a bucket of
Well,
eggs.
they're children.
Yeah.
It's the Easter version of a participation trophy.
Yeah.
There's an egg right over there, kid.
Yeah, not everybody partakes in the Halloween. Depending on where you live, if you don't have kids, some people do close the door and turn
Yeah.
off the lights. And
I
pretend
guess,
they're
I
at
mean, a
home.
lot of people in urban settings living in apartment buildings don't
Yeah.
necessarily do
But
Halloween.
then I would not think very many of them do Easter. It's a percentage thing of Christians in this country.
Yeah. It's surprising to me, too.
It's super surprising.
But it is the news.
If she wasn't sitting there holding the information, I would say, well, you're wrong. Everything about what you're saying is wrong. But hear that
But I'm
noise?
not.
That's her putting down the information.
Yeah.
It must be true.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay!
Hey.
A 61-year-old man in Florida was arrested. Now, he was shoplifting, and they said, "You can't do that, sir." And he said, "Oh, yes, I can. I'm a U.S. Marshal." Well, that's when police arrived at the scene, and they said, "Show us your info." And he said, "Well, I've got this lapel pin right here. It says I'm a U.S. Marshal." And he continued to tell police that he was a federal marshal. Just forgot to bring his ID, but he had a lapel pin.
No, that's good enough for me. I've insisted I was Walker, Texas Ranger on a couple of occasions.
Oh, I can see you pulling that
Yeah,
off.
I was on that carousel at the time, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, it turns out he had a gun on his person, which turned out to be a BB gun, and a stolen iPhone. He was charged with impersonating law enforcement. You can't pretend to be a federal marshal.
That's totally true.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Florida.
You said that's totally true, like you might have experience.
No. It's one of the many, many crimes I don't actually have hands-on experience with.
When we come back with music news, something awesome from the Rolling Stones. Also, looks like Justin Bieber has turned over a new leaf. We'll tell you what he was spotted doing yesterday. That Roseanne reboot is on fire. We'll tell you just how much so. And more changes in store for next season in the NFL. Plus, all the latest Mariners news and opening day info that you need to know next in sports.
This traffic report is brought to you by Amtrak. We are seeing some pretty heavy traffic this morning. Things are really backed up as you make your way on 167 northbound between Highway 410 and 405. The other bad spot's going to be in Federal Way on I-5 northbound as you try to make your way between Highway 18 and South Center Parkway. About a 30-minute delay through that area. Hurry and save 33% with Amtrak when you book now through March 29th for their lowest prices of the season. Amtrak doesn't believe in traffic, but they do believe in comfort and savings. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
You've heard me talk about my friends at American Financing. If you are ready to buy a home and you want a mortgage, the people to call are American Financing. But maybe you're one of those lucky folks who is already a homeowner, but maybe you didn't get in at the right time and it's time to think about a refi. Yep, if you want to refinance your current mortgage, American Financing can help. Call and talk to one of their salary-based mortgage experts. They can help you figure it out. With that refinance, you could do it really quickly and it can help you access cash. It could help you drop mortgage insurance, consolidate your high interest debt, or even spend less on interest. How amazing does that sound? A lot of you got in when you're paying too much interest on that mortgage. Call American Financing now. They can help. And the reason you want to work with them, well, they have a great rating with the Better Business Bureau. Plus, it's a family-owned business. You're going to feel good working with American Financing. The way to reach out to them is to call 206-204-3200 or online at americanfinancing.net, NMLS 182334.
Hey Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Seattle, it's 44 and cloudy. Today, it'll be cloudy, with a forecasted high of 55 and a low of 44.
Thanks, Google. We're looking at cloudy skies through tomorrow. Highs are going to be in the low to mid 50s. And Saturday, things are looking up with sunshine and partly cloudy skies. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Starting with music news, Rolling Stones guitarist Ronnie Wood revealed in a new interview that he is now cancer-free.
That's nice.
Yay.
T cells.
Yeah, hour and a half, cleared it up.
He was diagnosed with, quote, a touch of lung cancer.
That's really, a doctor said that? You got a
End
touch
quote.
a touch of the lung cancer. You got a touch of the lung cancer.
This was last year. He said, I had 3 months of checkups, and it was all clear. They said, go on out and enjoy life. He
I'm
said,
thinking Ronnie Wood has already gone on out and enjoyed life a little
Yeah.
bit, so he probably knows how to do it.
Right.
So he had a touch of lung cancer, you say?
touch of the lung
Touch of the
cancer.
lung cancer usually kills you quite dead.
Yep.
What kind of treatment? Did he get hardcore treatment?
what he said was they had part of his lung removed
Right.
after the doctors found, quote, this supernova burning away in my left lung, end quote. But thankfully, they caught it super early. They said it did not spread to any other parts of the body. If it had, it would have been game over.
Right.
That typically, if it spreads that much, even with chemo and radiation, it won't help.
I get CT scans every year for my lungs. And one year there was a little spot on my lungs. And so I went, okay, I'm going to start drinking immediately. And he said, no, calm down. It's not a bad thing. Everybody has little spots in their lung, but we will track this. So now I go back for several reasons, but I go back every single year. And I said, when first starting this, I said, can't we just take an x-ray of my lungs and see if there's anything? And they said, and I quote, if we can see it on an x-ray, you're dead.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, kind of
Nice.
dramatic way to put that. That's why I go for the CT scan. They can see it early enough, like apparently Ron Wood, where they can get it out.
Yeah.
There. If you can see, if it's big enough to see on x-ray equipment, which is, I guess, archaic to these guys, you're doomed.
Well, he said that he did not require chemo, which was good because he didn't want to lose his hair. He does have a beautiful head of hair. And he said, if your body is riddled with cancer, it's a losing cause. Luckily, mine was all contained within the left lung, and I was fortunate enough to get a shot of it that they were able to, they were able to get it.
Big Ron Wood fan, are you? Choke it up.
Yeah. He said he is actually really lucky because he smoked for 50 years.
Yeah, I hate that. I went to all the drama of quitting smoking. I just think, when I see you and you've been smoking 50 years, you should die.
Yeah.
I wish that upon you. But, Keith Richards, he's not helping anybody, I don't
Right.
think. He's 100 years old, and he looks like he's had the best life ever, and he's going to eat his beans and mash or whatever the hell that guy's up to and not have cancer.
How long did you smoke for? How many years?
35 easily.
Crazy.
Maybe more than that.
Ronnie Wood doesn't smoke now, right?
Ronnie Wood does not smoke now. He's gotten a clean bill of health, and with that, he will be joining the Rolling Stones on their upcoming European tour. Had he not gotten a clean bill of health, he would have to stay home, and they'd have to tour without him.
I can't believe any one of those guys can get a clean bill of health about anything.
They should just ask, are you in the Rolling
Are
Stones?
you in the Rolling Stones?
Sorry, you're
Yeah,
disqualified.
You're not healthy.
There have been so many stories over the past few years about Justin Bieber. He's
Yeah.
gotten into a lot of trouble.
And you gave us that story about two guys from Saturday Night Live saying he was the worst host of all time.
Yep.
And that was on a behavior thing, not a talent thing.
Yes. Because clearly Justin Bieber is immensely talented. He also just seems like a punk. He gets into a lot of car accidents. He had the incident with egging a neighbor's house.
Yeah.
His now again ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez, her family hates him.
Right.
And for the second time has said pretty clearly they hate him. Well, now Justin Bieber is back at church. Religion very important to him. And
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure I trust that church.
And
that he goes
particularly
to.
when he's in trouble, that's when religion
Yeah,
seems to be really important. to him.
There's no atheists in foxholes. That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
Well, yesterday, TMZ captured photos of Justin Bieber in Los Angeles He had left a Soul Cycle session and sat down on the sidewalk and talked with a homeless man and woman who were sleeping on the pavement. Now, he sat down, they took pictures, they said he was there for a while just talking with them, and they said it's perhaps something to do with this being one of the holiest weeks of the year for Christians. Palm Sunday, Good Friday, Easter, that maybe he is trying to be a good man, and part of this is religion.
No, I think isn't that a thing he's been doing lately? You know, he
Back
goes to
and
that
forth.
church. I forget the pastor's name, but I know very little about him, so I'm not cautious about saying bad things about him, but I'm cautious in my accuracy. But he dresses like a teenager. He kind of dresses like Bieber, to be honest with you. And there's a couple of people that have called him out on running a cult. I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever it is that helps Bieber or any other guy. I've been, when I was real drunk, I started going to church, and it was one of the few things that helped me. So yeah, God love him.
That's a new trend especially with these mega churches, is the pastor's really hip and cool and appeals to the young
Sure,
crowd.
yeah. Well, and Bieber's been religious from the get-go. He just doesn't always live a life of a good Christian.
Well, that's as most Christians rock.
Yeah. Roseanne's premiere ratings are big and bold and brassy, just like its star, Roseanne Barr. It returned to ABC 2 decades after ending its first run and did huge numbers. It averaged 18.2 million viewers, more than double the competition,
Wow.
and it was actually bigger than the series finale, which recorded 16.6 million.
Wow, the finale, I would have thought the finale of Roseanne did 40, 50, 60, even 70 million.
Yeah.
But the thing did 16? No wonder they canceled it.
It did 16, and they said the return was bigger than the return of Will and Grace. They only opened at 10.2, which these are still huge numbers, but that Roseanne, they were not expecting it to be
No, I was
that
expecting
big.
it to tank, to be honest with you. And I'll be curious what it does 3 weeks from now, but I
Yeah.
expected it to not do well.
I watched the first episode, so they played two. It was a 1 hour premiere where they played 2 episodes, and I watched the first one and then went to sleep. I want to watch the second one, but I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was really funny. It picked right back up. You knew all the characters, and they were filling in the gaps in their life. I thought it was great.
And what's weird about the show, and she'll still be the star because it's Roseanne and it goes around her, but she barely worked since that show got
Yeah.
canceled. John Goodman's been in everything.
And he's
been there.
fantastic.
He's fantastic. It's still her show, and she'll get, the main dough. Maybe they get favored nations, like everybody gets the same on that. But I thought it was weird that he's gone on to do so well.
Survival expert Bear Grylls has a new project, and it is on Facebook. It is a series called Face the Wild, and this time around, it's celebrating unsung heroes. He said the way it works is people can nominate local heroes. Somebody.
Danny Bonaducci.
Yep.
Well, for example, there
Danny
is a man
Bonaducci.
appearing in this upcoming episode named Jonathan Blank. He is a former recon Marine who lost both his legs in Afghanistan. He wanted to challenge the public perception of people with disabilities. He is going to be the one appearing on the show. So it's no dig on Danny, but
No,
it's,
I mean, this guy sounds also worthy of being
Right.
featured. Yeah.
Right, sure.
But I mean, Danny helps the blind, whether they like it or
Whether
not.
they like it or not.
Yeah.
I'd lend that guy one of my legs. No problem.
Right.
Face the Wild will be streaming Wednesdays on Facebook Watch. Bear Grylls, who served in the Army himself and said this is important to him to find people who are heroes and nominated by their community. And Star Trek alum Terry Farrell is a married woman. She played Jadzia Dax on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Why are we talking about this?
Why
Yeah,
are we
why?
talking about this?
She married Leonard Nimoy's kid.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, it is.
So she's
I don't know. I just watched a Star Trek movie the other day, and there was a girl with white hair, white skin, and then black stripes, kind of like a zebra.
okay.
Is that who it is?
No.
Oh. Oh,
Unless
I'm
you
out.
watch the
That's a
show
good guess, though.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine,
I did not, I don't think.
then you did not see her.
How the hell do you tell the difference between these movies?
There's so many of them.
It's not a movie; it's a TV show.
But there were a bunch of TV series.
Yeah.
Star Treks.
Okay.
They actually got married in City Hall on what would have been Leonard Nimoy's 87th birthday.
Really? Oh, I don't care.
Way of keeping it to the... What?
I don't care. Shut up.
Oh, Dad couldn't be there. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
way
your
of...
day. You have to wait till Leonard Nimoy, it's his birthday. I don't know. I don't trust. I don't like it. You going to celebrate this guy's death every year on your anniversary?
It was his birth, right?
Whatever it is, he's dead.
Yeah,
Celebrate his birth, his life.
Right.
How about you celebrate your anniversary?
Wait and do it in May, on the 4th of May. Isn't that a big date for them?
Oh, Paul.
What?
That's Star Wars.
Oh, same thing.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's clever. I didn't get it, but I think it's clever.
Whatever. It's the same thing.
That's sacrilege. Star Trek and Star
Ball.
Wars are the
Oh,
same
my
thing.
God. Star Tours in L.A. They're one of those.
Same thing, yeah.
Did someone say Beetlejuice on Broadway 3 times?
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
Uh-oh.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe.
Oh, there he is.
That was a very good movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
I like that.
It
And
was
that's
a-
when Alec Baldwin was so ridiculously
Oh,
handsome.
yes,
Yeah,
he
he was.
was. Well, a musical adaptation of Beetlejuice, the 1988 Tim Burton classic, is headed to Broadway.
I don't mean to be obtuse, but I'm your favorite ghost, Beetlejuice. That's the first song.
That was nice.
I like it.
Well, this will start first in Washington, D.C., getting ready for its Broadway run. And we don't know when exactly it will go to Broadway, but it seems like the kind of thing that would be very successful.
Yes, it does. Shameful, but successful.
Why shameful?
But, there was, ever since they did Seussical on Broadway, I thought, all right, you need to start coming up with original works.
Yeah.
A Seussical, a Dr. Seuss on Broadway, no less.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports!
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY, 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Tonight is the start of the season for your Seattle Mariners.
Yay!
Woo! In fact, it's the start of the season for every single team
Yeah.
in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, but ours is better.
Let's certainly hope so. 7:10 start time, Safeco Field versus the Cleveland Indians. A big question mark has been Ichiro. He got hurt in spring training. Will he be playing? The answer is yes. Ichiro will start in left field.
Did you hear anything about the new food coming to Safeco?
Yeah, we've talked a bit about it. Din Tai Fung.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It must have gone right over my head. I saw it on the news this morning and
Yeah,
was very excited about
we
that.
talked about that the second that was announced because that's a huge deal.
It's a huge deal.
Well, in addition to the new food, there are other changes to Safeco Field that you need to know about. Now, this game is sold out tonight, but there is a major change that you need to know about before you go to this or any game. Safeco has decided to stop re-entry. It used to be that you could leave Safeco Field, you could go
Yeah.
get something to eat, you could
Smoke
go to
a
your
stove.
car, you could go smoke.
Which was surprising that you could do that at a professional
Oh, is that not a
sporting
normal
event.
thing?
Yeah, most arenas, most any even concert venues, you can't leave.
Huh.
No reentry.
Only 6 teams allowed it, and you can now make that 5. The Mariners will no longer allow you to leave and return. If you leave Safeco Field, you will not be allowed in without another ticket. Now, the reason they said it's, they know they had a lot of bottlenecks, people getting into the game. They want to move things along, move things faster. So they have said no re-entry. They will have a locker area set up if you did bring something in that you can't. Bag sizes are restricted.
Yeah, because that seems like a hassle and a problem.
Yep. You'll also, as we did talk about, see that expanded netting, the protective netting
Yeah.
that is extending
Right.
14 feet
I
above
noticed
field
that
level.
at Whiskey Rocks.
Yeah.
I went out and said, oh, they already put that up.
And the 2018 baseball season already has its first rain delay. Today, the Cincinnati Reds will not open against the Washington Nationals because unrelenting rainstorms are forecast for today.
Man, it kind of wrecks everything.
Yeah, that this was the
This is the thing. We're all going to play. Now we're not. Just with one team, in my opinion, it's nobody's fault, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it kind of wrecks the whole vibe, but we're all playing. Go play an inning or something.
Yeah, make them play an inning
Play
or
an
two.
inning. Well,
Yeah.
make them. I don't know. These are bazillionaire sports guys. I don't know that you can make, but you can say.
You think they have a choice in when the game happens?
If it's
I think they
pouring
say,
rain?
"Hey, the game's happening
No,
right now.
I think
You have
if
to
they're
play."
in question of their personal safety or whatever it is. But we agree on the fact that they should.
Yeah,
At
absolutely.
least an inning,
Yes.
and then call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the rain is going to be so bad they decided not to. So this is the first time. I mean, it can wind up being dangerous for fans.
Yeah. Oh, dangerous for fans.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
You get to
Sitting in the
ballpark,
same storm.
You sit there throughout a storm. There can be thunder and lightning, which is dangerous.
You think they're
very,
going to get
very
hit by
frightening.
lightning? Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening.
Yeah.
I don't really know what happens.
But
next
that is
to it.
exactly what they think, that they will get hit by lightning.
Oh, that's stupid.
On to football. For the third time this offseason, the Cleveland Browns have made a trade centered on a quarterback. They have agreed to send...
Tebow! No?
Nope.
I don't know yet. Is it?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Tim Tebow is playing for the Mets. Different
Oh.
sport. They have sent
But
backup...
he's like Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Without a
he could
job,
do it.
without either job,
Right.
and pigment.
And
Without those
talent.
things, he's almost exactly
Yeah.
Bo Jackson, who knows stuff.
We do have a big story about Tim Tebow, but you're going to have to wait till that for that story in the big news today.
Tebow.
The Cleveland Browns have decided to send backup Cody Kessler to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a draft pick. And big change in store for football. We've talked about some of the rule changes. In addition, for the first time, the NFL, an NFL team, will have men as cheerleaders. Men as cheerleaders.
Which team?
I thought they already had him.
Nope. They have some
Aren't those
men.
guys that fly through the air in weird, like, tight pants?
College teams
Oh.
will have male cheerleaders.
Yeah.
The only
Okay.
time they've ever had men in the past, they would help women perform a stunt,
Right.
but they don't dance until now. These are going to be regular cheerleaders, and they will play or perform with the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Wait till you see them.
I'm sure they're beautiful, and I'm sure they're there they can throw those chicks up in the air. Are they allowed to still do that?
They're not throwing chicks in the air. They're dancers.
Right, but is somebody throwing? They used to say they're there to help a girl do a stunt.
The only time
that's
they've done that
another
in the
one.
past.
It's another one.
Well, that's another one that they only do in college now. The pro teams don't throw
Don't
people in
take
the
that
air.
chance.
Do not.
All right.
They only
They don't make
dance.
pyramids when they don't throw
No
anybody in the air.
pyramids.
Yeah.
I had this whole scheme going.
Quentin Perron and Napoleon Ginnies are new cheerleaders for the Los Angeles Rams. Congratulations.
Never thought I would say this, but congratulations, Napoleon.
Jenny's.
Tomorrow night is game 4 for the first round of the WHL playoffs. The Thunderbirds are
Yeah.
looking to tie up the series against the Silvertips. There are a handful of tickets available at seattlethunderbirds.com, and we've got a chance for you to win a pair later on the show. Speaking of cheerleaders, you will see them on the basketball court cheering on Loyola versus Michigan Saturday at 3, Kansas versus Villanova at 6,
Go Kansas.
and
Go
the
Kansas.
Sounders.
Now, am I still in first, second, or last place?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
There have been no games since this
One of
past
those,
weekend.
possibly all three.
All right.
Saturday, the Sounders take on the Montreal Impact, 7 o'clock CenturyLink Field. And don't go anywhere because we have got your shot at $1,000, money for nothing, on KZOK with that new text word that you will text to 200-200, and you could win. That is coming up just a few minutes, 7:10.
This traffic report is brought to you by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Still seeing some very long delays on 167 northbound as you head between Highway 410 and Interstate 405. Almost an hour delay through there. And we are still seeing some delays also on 405 southbound near Canyon Park as you make your way between Filbert Road and the Juanita Woodinville Way. American Standard Heating and Air sets the standard for in-home comfort, now up to $1,000 off or 60 months special financing. Visit AmericanStandardNW.com for participating dealers, program eligibility, details, and restrictions, subject to credit approval. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Well, I know that you would like to go to opening weekend of our Mariners, so we can help you out with that. At 7:20, we're playing Pick the Flick. Get the game, and it's fairly easy to win, and you're going to get a pair of tickets to see the Mariners opening weekend at Safeco Field, 7:20, and right now it's 7:02.
We were talking earlier about Easter being this weekend. Well, it's also Passover, a very, very religious week for many religions. And Manischewitz said if Adam Sandler would do what he did for Hanukkah, for Passover, they will offer him free products for life.
Wow, that's a lot of products.
They want the Passover song.
Sure.
And Manischewitz is a big line of kosher products.
Right.
I always get their I call it monster ball soup, matzo ball soup mix.
Well, I don't
Right.
think they like you calling it monster ball soup.
I think as long as you go get it.
I'm embarrassed I just said that. Their matzo ball soup mix is really, really good. But for somebody like Adam Sandler, who is Jewish, this would probably be a really big deal for him.
You know, and everybody uses Manischewitz matzah. I go over to my Jewish friend's house, and they have me over for Passover and Seder and a couple other things. And they take great pride in their food for the spread for these occasions. And I asked, how do they make the matzahs? And they went, oh, we go and buy them.
Yeah.
They're Manischewitz.
Yep.
Like you don't do better at home.
Nope. No. And so for Adam Sandler, like, he should do this. Make the Passover song and
Yeah.
get free Manischewitz for life.
I'm sure there's a couple other upsides to this as well, but he should do. It's funny, the whatever that song, what's the other one? Hanukkah song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very funny. O.J. Simpson, not a Jew. Right there. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the Passover song would go, but he's creative. He could figure it out. But it seems like something from a TV show, like something from the movies, like free for life, that you get free Hershey bars
Yeah.
for life, or
You're the 1 billionth customer or whatever, and you
Yeah.
get free something for life.
yeah.
That there's a little girl, I think she's Canadian, not sure, for her 18th birthday, she bought a lottery ticket,
Yep.
her first lottery ticket ever. And instead of taking the $1 million, she took $7 a week for the rest of her life.
$1,000 a month for life.
Is that what it is? $1,000 a month for the rest of her life.
Pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
Well, if you were to get one item or one product free for life, what would you choose? Danny, I'm guessing you're not choosing Manischewitz.
I am not choosing Manischewitz, but mostly because I know their wine and I can no longer partake. Because if they told me, hey, don't worry about it, you can drink Manischewitz wine and not get in trouble, that's what I would do. But I would probably take Vans.
Vans,
a new
sneakers.
colored sneaker
Yeah.
for every day of the year. That's
that'd be
what I
awesome.
would do. Yeah, thank you, Paul.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
That's super cute. A free lifetime supply of Vans sneakers.
And I already get to keep the colors I have.
Okay.
So instead of having 365 pairs, I have like 402 pairs.
I hope your life's going to be more than 365 days, right? You get a new pair every day. I hope you're going to live longer than 365 days.
I just have feel we'll run out of color combinations.
Oh,
after
yeah.
about
That makes sense.
365. Because watch this, blue. Whoops, that one's gone.
Once you have to start designing them.
But 365 a year then, I guess.
What one item or product would you guys listening love to have for free for life? Let us know by calling 800-252-1025 or text 90627 now.
So, Manischewitz, which we mostly know for kosher wine, but apparently makes every single kosher product you can imagine, has offered Adam Sandler free kosher products made by Manischewitz for the rest of his life if he will do the Passover song. I say get on the case and do it. What would you like a free supply of for the rest of your life? 1-800-252-1025.
Good morning, Melissa in Puyallup.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, good morning, guys. I was just telling Derek I'm going to be your new regular from Puyallup from here on in.
Right on.
We hope
Welcome.
so.
We'd love it.
Hey, so I was saying really good quality dog food.
Oh, how bad are things in Melissa's house? I mean, come on, you could say regular food, Melissa.
Well, you know what? I'm with her now. I feed my cat Fancy Feast, and I don't do the shopping.
I thought Melissa was eating the dog food. I thought times were just tough. And
Paul.
We have several rescue dogs, and we would love to actually at some point open a rescue. And good
she's
quality
much nicer than I.
Yeah.
Apparently
eats better than you.
But that is the good one. I can't imagine that my Fancy Feast is free of charge.
No, it's not.
Fancy
It's not
Feast
cheap.
free? No, I don't think so. So I'm with you there, Melissa.
I know with our St. Bernard going through food like she does.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah. No, that would actually be a good thing for our house, too.
I saw somebody walking a puppy St. Bernard yesterday,
Yeah.
and I wanted to run outside and go like make friends with it, but I was thinking, you might regret that. You're going to have to feed that dog so much, and there's going to be hair everywhere.
Do you walk your St. Bernard like in public? Do you go out a lot where people say, hey, big dog?
We don't as much anymore. She's getting older and doesn't like to go out as much, but we'll still walk her out on the street.
With
but we
my
live in a
Great
private
Danes,
road.
I was just going to wonder how many people said to you, does that thing come with a saddle?
Yeah, oh, we get all
Almost
kinds of
constant
attention.
with the saddle.
We took her out a couple of times to Snoqualmie Falls, and there's a lot of tourists out there, and the crowds would just gather around her. And of course, Jelly Bean's telling them that, yeah, this is the dog from Beethoven. This is one of the puppies from
Does she really?
Beethoven.
God love her.
She puts on a little show and everything.
That's fantastic.
Little liar already. I
But
wonder
you
where she
know, there's
learned
a
that
thin
from.
line between liar and performer, if you ask me.
She'll say to people, "You may pet her."
Wow.
I like
That
it.
is a cute kid.
She's one step away from charging a fee.
Drama in Renton, what one product or item would you like to have free for life?
Good morning, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
I would like to have ammo, free ammo for life.
It's expensive.
How much is it these days? What do you shoot?
I shoot a variety of calibers, 9, 45, 5.56.
Let's go with 9 because that's what I recognize. What's it cost you to go out for an hour or two at the range and shoot?
I reload, so it costs me less. But if I were going to buy ammo somewhere, it's generally $10 to $13 a box of 50 rounds.
Wow. I had no idea it was that expensive, but what I do know is that Drama makes his own bullets.
Yep.
And that tells you something about a guy as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what exactly, but if the
Dedicated.
zombie apocalypse comes, I'm going to Drama's house.
Right.
Yeah, you save so much money doing it yourself, but it's a little precise.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a science.
It's-
You've
and-
got to measure a specific amount of powder to put in that cartridge.
And remember, that thing you're putting in there into that brass casing and patting down is an explosive.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, they call it gunpowder. Now it's adorable.
Crazy.
It's a bomb you're making.
How about Randy in Newcastle? What's the product you'd like to have free for life?
Hey, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, exactly.
I think
That is the worst, runniest sound ever, Sarah.
Yeah, are you? Do you need to be excused?
Yeah, wow. My goodness gracious. She apologizes.
Sorry, Randy.
My
Sorry,
God.
Randy.
All right, what do you got for us, buddy?
Hey, I think in this state I would have to go with gasoline.
Why
it's
don't
so
you just go with
expensive.
gas? That's what
Yeah.
Sarah's got.
Sarah's got gas for life.
Gas for life. Right. Yeah, no, that is a really good one.
Yeah,
You know,
it's so expensive.
I mean, we barely drive. We're very rare that we drive anymore. And still, you know, when I go to fill it up, and it's $60 sometimes. Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's say good morning to James in Bothell.
Hiya, James.
Good morning, all. Well, I had two of them, and the first one that came to mind was Little Deadly Viagra, but I changed it to everything in my house is batteries. I've got flashlights.
So if you don't have the Viagra,
Right, you
at least
got
the wife
something
is still happy.
I'm not sure that's what James meant.
I'm
but
no?
pretty
he's
sure
right.
that's what James meant.
They are very expensive. It's actually cheaper. My cat loves a laser pointer, and it's cheaper to buy a new laser pointer than to buy batteries to put it in.
Don't
put in
point
them.
your cat in an airplane. I found that to be a thing.
Even if I had to pay for them, I'd want a supply of batteries for life, just so I always had batteries at my house.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I need batteries, I have the wrong kind.
Yep. Do you have a double A instead of a triple?
Exactly, yeah.
And a couple of the things in my house, besides smoke detectors, take double A's. Or, I mean, take 9 volt. Man, they're
weird.
expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, you're almost called by God to put your tongue on them to make sure that still hurts.
Yep.
What is your name? Benavi?
Benev.
Benev?
Benev.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pronounced like the first half of the word benevolent.
That's a cool name, Benev.
Okay.
Thank you.
What would you like to have free for life?
Oh, I would love to have a free supply of cannabis products.
There you go.
Now, is it a range of products, or would you like just the high-end bud?
Oh, the high-end bud range of products. I mean, I'd be baking, I'd be smoking, I'd be having me a good old time.
What do you think about the beverages? Have you ever tried the sodas?
I've tried one of the apple sodas, and it was pretty good.
That's what I tried. Here's the reason I'm going to recommend it if you want to bake, is take a shot glass full of the apple soda
Yeah.
and then forget you did it. And about an hour and a half later, when you forget all about that you're about to get really high, you get really high. And you go, ah! And then you remember and everything's going to be okay.
Lucas in Renton, what's your free product for life?
Hi, guys. Good to talk to you again. Books. Absolutely books.
Yeah, that'd be nice. They actually do provide that. Lucas.
Yeah, it's called
the
a library.
No, don't listen to them, Lucas. You know why? Because they're stupid.
He lives in Renton. There's a library there.
It's
Right,
a
a
stupid
couple of them.
library. What he
You're
wants,
stupid.
what he wants is to have a bitchin' library at home that makes him look super smart like me. And you put it up. By the way, I will tell you this, Lucas. I can't get you free books for life, but I can tell you this. I can tell you 2 or 3 bookstores that sell books by the yard or by the pound. And you can go and get the classics and look like a genius for about $18. I am here for you, Lucas.
What's great about the library, though, is then you don't have these books collecting dust in your house, and you can actually have a better looking house and more free space.
You cannot, in my opinion, have a better looking house than a house that has a library in it.
Unless
That
you
looks
you live in the English countryside and you have one of those ladders that goes up to the ceiling.
Totally had in 2 different houses. I had that. That was my thing, and I will admit it. I bought books by the yard in New York City and put them up because it was a crazy cool library I had.
KZOK and Sumner, free product for life. What are you picking? KZOK.
Kozak.
KZOK.
Well,
All right,
we got
let's
a lot
talk
of
to
callers. So,
Sundar.
by the way, he was saying the Magic Gathering cards.
Yep.
I have seen that in play at 2 different hotel lobbies, and I kind of like it. Like, normally I just want to say, I hate you guys, you're all goofball geeks. But they have class when they dress up in like vintage clothing and stuff to play that Magic Gathering game. It's kind of cool.
What about Sundar and Bothell? What's your free product for life?
Good morning, my favorite folks on radio.
Good morning.
Good
What's
morning.
up?
Our new favorite listener.
I would love to get dental floss free for life. I need that every day, and I can't live without it.
Dental floss.
That's
Like,
what you're going to give up other stuff for?
You know what? He wants to have good hygiene.
Do what I do, man. Just ask my wife. Just nudge my wife and say, hey, do you have any floss? And she will say, yeah. Hey, has anybody noticed the very cool run of exotic names we've had on the show this
Yeah,
morning?
very
I
cool.
dig it, man.
But isn't dental floss like really, really cheap?
Well, Sundar uses a lot.
A lifetime supply of dental floss Sundar could have for like $11.50.
$11.50.
And it's actually not
But
that cheap anymore.
You know what? Because I like the way Sundar and others are playing, because you could just say, gold bars.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're out. That's not the
Money.
spirit of the game. Yeah. It's not the spirit of the game. So I like Sundar, and I like the dental floss thing.
I mean, we've got so many great answers, but some of them are a little bit unusual. Let's hear from Haji Bobo.
Again?
Hi, Haji
Hello,
Bobo.
How you doing?
Haji
Good.
Bobo and Polsbo.
Okay, I would like to be able to get a product called Lee and Perrin's sweet and spicy steak sauce. But the problem is they stopped making it.
Oh,
I
no.
even called the company and begged them to make some and send me 40 cases.
Well, maybe when you said, hi, it's me, Haji Bobo, they stopped paying attention. But I will tell you this. You can disagree all day. First of all, I say a good steak needs no sauce of any kind. But if you're going to use it, he's right with Lee and Perrin's, the best steak sauce in the world.
Well, a lot of your answers are super smart. Amanda in Stanwood wants free car parts for life. Rob in Louisville, Kentucky, free golf for life.
Oh, man, we didn't get to talk to Kentucky.
Brilliant, because golf is very
I
expensive.
was there yesterday or day before.
Greg in Redmond, free maid service for life. Yeah, how did none of us think of that? And hop a day from Guam, guys. Free Uber rides.
Oh, that's really
smart,
good.
yeah.
Because I was saying I barely drive at all anymore, 2 Bonaducci's will be in Ubers at different times today. So, yeah,
expensive.
that's a good one to call.
Hey guys, it is time to play Pick the Flick.
Pick the Flick.
This is for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Mariners opening weekend at Safeco Field. If you want to play and win your way in, call right now at 800-252-1025. Brian Adams on 102.5 KZOK, where we are playing Pick the Flick. This is your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Mariners on opening weekend at Safeco Field. All you'll need to do is name the baseball movie from Danny's Clue, and you'll be headed to the game on Saturday afternoon. Big game. It's Robinson Cano Bobblehead Day.
Robinson Cano Bobblehead Day.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
I did not know it had to be a baseball movie. I didn't get that at all. No. Sorry. I should pay attention.
Get it? Baseball?
Yeah, I got it now. Yeah.
Nick and Bothell, good morning.
Hey, Nick.
Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
Everybody.
We're very well. Thank you very much. And thank God you called. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
That's awesome, my friend. And do you understand the rules of the game?
I believe I do.
Then let's get going. This flick starred Kevin Costner as a pretty lousy Iowa farmer with unresolved daddy issues. One day, he starts hearing voices, and instead of heading off for a CT scan to have his brain tumor diagnosed, he plows under most of his corn crop and builds a baseball field. This out of left field idea turns into a home run when the ghosts of Shoeless Joe and his bunch of cheater buddies show up to entertain the crowds who appear out of nowhere just like the players. Can you pick the flick?
I believe that is Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams is
that's
absolutely correct.
correct.
I got overly excited, I feel.
American Treasure Kevin Costner.
Right, that guy.
Congratulations to you, Nick. You are going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets to watch the Mariners take on the Indians this Saturday at 1:10. The rest of you join us tomorrow at 7:20 for another round of Pick the Flick, but don't leave because next, the big news of the day.
This traffic report is brought to you by the UPS Store. We do have some delays on I-5 northbound in Seattle as you make your way between Mid-Boeing Field and Yesler Way. And things are really jammed up on 167 northbound all the way from Highway 410 up until you get to the interchange to 405. With the UPS Store shredding services powered by Iron Mountain, you can have confidence knowing your private information is staying private. Shred with them today at the UPS Store. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Seattle, it's 45 and cloudy. Today, it'll be cloudy, with a forecasted high of 56 and a low of 46.
Thanks, Google. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies tonight as well, with lows in the mid to high 40s. This weekend, we'll have partly sunny skies with the occasional rain shower. Temperature's going to be around 55. This weather report is brought to you by Amtrak. Hurry and save 33% with Amtrak when you book now through March 29th for their lowest prices of the season. Amtrak doesn't believe in traffic, but they do believe in comfort and savings. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
The big news waits for no man, but it is coming right up.
Some of the stories we're going to be talking about. Groupon is in big trouble for one of their ads. We'll tell you what it read. Move over Viagra. There's another way to get a Mr. Happy. It sounds scary and effective. See if you would go this far. A new diet is about to take the world by storm. Plus, Danny's favorite quarterback turned baseball player,
Tebow,
has a new job. Next.
And as always, the big news of the day is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE, or you can go online to goldbergjones.com.
Well, Groupon has made an error. Well, I don't know if error is the right word. They made a very terrible decision and are now apologizing. They had something for sale, women's fringed suede moccasin boots.
Right.
They're brown. But as oftentimes you'll see when clothing goes up for sale, it's not just brown. You have to have another word that makes it stand out.
Yeah. Like walnut brown.
Yeah.
Everything right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they had the N-word brown.
Okay, no.
Okay, I'm thinking that didn't happen. This is fake news.
Well, I certainly don't think it was an error. I think it was somebody intentionally being a complete idiot.
And got it passed. And this is Groupon, you say?
Groupon.
See, I didn't even know they did stuff like this. I thought you could get a deal on resorts and restaurants. The big R's.
Everything. You can buy products. You can buy services.
Do you have to convince 25 of your friends to buy boots?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do? That's how it works?
Well, you get it free, I think, if you convince other people to buy it. But otherwise, you can pay for it at a deep discount.
But I'm not paying for it if it says that.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
Shortly after this story made the rounds on social media, the company for Groupon, the VP of Global Communications for Groupon, issued a statement saying, "We are appalled that this language was displayed on our site. This is completely unacceptable and violates our policies, to say nothing of our values. This was a third-party seller, and we apologize."
And they just snuck it by.
Yep.
Wow, crazy.
Until, social media, somebody takes a screenshot and this goes viral,
Yeah.
and they said they're appalled. They should be.
As well, they should be. Now, do we all immediately hate Groupon, or do we all go, well, that got by them?
Yeah, I think we've seen this with Walmart.com. We've seen this with Amazon,
Yep.
and they open their site up to other people. They should be policing it better, but I don't necessarily blame
Me
them.
either. It's I couldn't believe it when I found out that Wikipedia, you could just write stuff about people.
Yeah.
That was shocking to me till I read my Wikipedia, and I do not do any of those things. But I am, in fact, 6'2".
Yeah.
Move aside Viagra.
Yeah.
There is a new treatment for erectile dysfunction, and it's a little shocking. It's a procedure called Gainswave, and it zaps tens of thousands of sound waves through a man's whoozits.
Yeah.
Through?
Zaps. It's gonna zap
Yeah.
your whoozits.
I don't want anything zapping down there.
But what if your downstairs doesn't work?
Then I think I would rather take the pill than be zapped, I think.
I think I would do anything.
Yeah.
Listen, you have to punch yourself in the face 87 times, and you're going to get Mr. Happy. I would start punching immediately.
Yeah.
They believe that these sound wave pulses will cause blood vessels and nerve tissues to grow within the whoozits, enabling better blood flow.
Won't they grow elsewhere too? Like,
Nope.
that can't be healthy for all your blood vessels to change size everywhere.
Well, they do believe that this could actually work for plantar fasciitis and lateral epicondylitis of the elbow.
Oh, yeah.
It could.
I get those two confused all the time. Let's see, my unit and then my elbow. Oh, that's one of them. Yeah, I get it.
Now, cost is pretty high. It would be once a week for 6 to 12 weeks, and it's $3,000. Oh, and it's not covered by insurance.
Right, because it's voodoo.
Well, it's the FDA.
Here's what's happening. You go in there, and the nurse that's about to shock you is red, smoking hot. And you go, well, I think this thing works.
Yeah.
There's a tingling in my plantar fasciitis.
I don't think there's anybody who doesn't like pizza.
I just wanted to yell, I don't like it to be disagreeable,
Yeah.
but everybody likes pizza. She's
Yeah,
right.
she's right.
Well, there's a new product coming out, and it is going to be jerky that is pizza flavored. So it's going to be pepperoni jerky, but it is pizza flavored, right? So it's pepperoni pizza jerky. There is supreme pizza jerky, buffalo pizza jerky, and they said this is going to be made with like a beef jerky, but
Right.
that has all the seasonings to make it taste like a pizza.
I would like to go on record using all my dexterity as a chef to say,
Really?
I think, Paul, do you do?
Yeah, you need the texture of pizza.
do,
You can't have the
absolutely.
texture of jerky.
You
And
need
it
to
tastes
fold
like
it
pizza.
over so it doesn't droop down. And,
Yeah.
you got to lift it up to get it in your
Well,
mouth.
it doesn't have to be a replacement, but it's a snack. And they said it's actually much better for you because it is.
Yeah, nobody cares about if
Yeah,
it's good
that's
for you.
wh-
It's pizza.
That's why because it's probably better for me.
Yeah, like I'm okay with it as a thing that exists in addition to pizza. It's like, okay, that's beef jerky.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I feel that exact same way about, say, automobiles.
Right.
You exist alongside pizza.
Yeah, it can't be a replacement for
No.
pizza.
Well, it's a snack. It's supreme pizza
Yeah, but so
jerky.
is a large pizza. That's a
Right.
much better one.
Super snack time pizza. And this jerky, it's also pizza shaped, as in little triangles. It will be selling for just
That's
shy of
nachos.
$4.
That's nacho shaped. That's
Yeah.
why it's called nacho pizza.
But it's pizza flavored. It's got
It is.
tomato sauce, Parmesan cheese, garlic, oregano, basil, and red pepper
Oh, I
flakes.
didn't understand the first time.
You too. Walmart for those of you who would like pizza jerky. You jerky. Well, if dieting is something that is top of mind, there is a new fad that could be sweeping the nation. It is called TRF,
Yeah,
time restricted feeding.
which is tough. And that's another way to look at it.
You have to do all of your eating in a 12-hour window. And
Oh, yeah,
then,
yeah. I know about this stuff.
And then you can't eat for other times of the day. They said it can mess up your pattern. It has to do with circadian rhythms. And that they've tried this on mice. And if you restrict eating, they said that when you're supposed to be eating is between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Right. My sister was on that diet for a very long time. And anything you want was the diet she was on. Anything you want at all, and you just stop eating at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She lost weight on it.
I'm hungry just thinking about it. You
Yeah.
can't eat after 2 p.m.
Yeah, but you can have cake and pie.
Cake.
Pie.
And it's 12 hours. You can eat continuously for those 12 hours.
Yeah. Just I would bring
Still
a
is
trough
weight.
to work.
Yeah.
I just have all my food put in that trough.
Today is opening day for everybody in baseball.
I know what that means.
It means the Mariners play tonight.
Yeah.
It does. That's exactly.
As does everyone else. It's opening
Not
day for
everyone
everyone.
else, because somebody's a cheater.
Oh, that's
They're
right.
not cheating.
Who
they
is
have a
it?
rain
It's
delay.
the Red Sox?
Cincinnati Reds.
Cincinnati Red Sox.
Washington Nationals, rain delay, unfortunately, in Cincinnati, but everybody else will be playing.
Good. It's about time somebody cleaned Cincinnati.
Important for you to note,
Rinse it
sold out
off.
game tonight at Safeco Field. Just so you know, there are some awesome changes, like all the different food that they do
Yeah.
every single year, but no re-entry. So if you leave the Mariners game, you will not be allowed back in.
My wife has that on a T-shirt.
The New York
Thank you,
Mets made
Paul.
an announcement yesterday. The New York Mets announced Tim Tebow will be starting the season in Double A Binghamton.
Oh, he's moving on up.
Yes.
Yeah.
he
Did
is.
everybody
You gotta-
else hear that crazy crack sound?
Crack of the bat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you
thought it
talking
was
about,
in-
Danny?
You thought it was just in your head?
Crack
I
of
don't
the
he-
bat? That didn't happen.
I don't hear the music, though.
I know what's going on around here.
Tim Tebow got assigned to Binghamton Double A ball. He said, I am excited to take this next step in my baseball career by playing for the Rumble Ponies.
Not the Rumble
Really?
Ponies.
The Rumble Ponies? I think
Yeah.
there's a bar on Santa Monica Boulevard called the Rumble Pony.
That might be on Capitol Hill,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, so he played for Single A. Now he's going to Double A. This is a big step up.
Is
for
that
Tim
up?
Tebow. That's up.
Single A is worse than double A?
That is correct.
Unless you're
Triple
trying
A
to
is
run
better.
a flashlight and then
Yeah.
wouldn't
But they, I mean, they've said from early on they plan to move him around from team to team to sell some jerseys, get some people to go see some.
I'm pretty sure they
Rumble
never said
Pony.
any of that.
I'm pretty sure
that's
that
exactly what they said.
I'm pretty
marketing
sure
guy
that's
said
what
it.
Paul said.
Well,
They even put their hands over Tebow's ears while they said it.
by they, perhaps I meant me. But anyway, someone very smart said from early on that was the plan.
That's the big news of the day, and it is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Find them online at goldbergjones.com or call 1-800-DIVORCE.
Yeah, you're probably wondering to yourself, they couldn't possibly have any more entertainment for us. And I'd say, oh, nay, you are wrong coming up. It says Filthy Forecast.
It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. Low 50s to start your morning under cloudy skies. I hope you enjoyed the peep show yesterday. Wasn't a real big one, but it felt so good. Nothing beats a stroking from the sun in the
Wrong.
afternoon. Oh, the sun just peeped through the clouds, but now the only peeps you'll get are the nice, soft, squishy pink ones.
What?
Nice, round, and you pop them in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I love a good Easter peep this time of year.
Oh.
Oh, nice,
Slightly disappointing.
sticky marshmallow. We'll all be sticky this weekend when that big vibrating rabbit shows up for Sunday. The bunny rabbit, my furry friends, it's Easter.
Why is it vibrating?
So excited for Easter.
You are
Mid-50s.
excited.
Yeah.
All weekend long. So long. With the best weather friend in Seattle. I'm Sarah.
You most certainly are, young lady. Hey, there's more. Be here tomorrow right around this same time, 7:50. And if you can tell us where Sarah's beaver's been, you win a digital copy of Star Wars The Last Jedi.
This traffic report is brought to you by Amtrak. Man, we have a lot of bad traffic on the roadways this morning. 167 northbound is jammed all the way from Highway 410 up to the interchange to 405. Seeing some long delays on I-5 northbound as you make your way through Federal Way, 288th Street up to South Center Parkway. And then a 405 southbound has about a 45-minute delay as you make your way between Filbert Road and Highway 520. Hurry and save 33% with Amtrak when you book now through March 29th for their lowest prices of the season. Amtrak doesn't believe in traffic, but they do believe in comfort and savings. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Alrighty, we have an iHeartRadio app, and it's really cool. It's all your very favorite radio stations right there at the push of a button. You can get this station. You can get you can just get this station.
Yeah, just
Well, I'd
us.
be crazy and tell you anything other than that. But it's based on your likes and dislikes. Get your own radio station at the iHeartRadio app.
Well, Danny, off the air yesterday, you disclosed a bit of information to us, and you did not say not for air.
Okay.
So here we are talking about it. You said you believe that your wife is ditching her Fitbit.
Yeah. You made me very nervous. But it broke. It wouldn't hold a charge. And then to my great surprise, she said, you know what? I'm a slave to this thing, which I understand. When I first got mine, I bought Paul and I as Fitbit buddies.
Yeah.
And then that's all I would think about all day. Am I beating Paul? Do I have more things in him? I check it 10 times a day, and he'd come back, and I went crazy. So finally I went, that's it. I am unfriending my friend Paul. Then I did the very same thing with my wife. The same thing happened. I just couldn't stand to think about it. And she was into it too, so we unfriended each other. Now she's actually unfriended the Fitbit.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
A lot of people are starting to do that because of the same reasons. They felt like they were a slave to it.
Yeah.
And instead of you actually trying to get exercise, you're just trying to get steps. And sometimes you're cheating.
Yep, I used to cheat all the time.
A lot of people are
Well, I'm
quitting
gonna
their
get that back off the record. Not all the time. I used to cheat. What are the words I'm looking for? A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people ditching their Fitbits, and now there's a push for people to ditch Facebook because of all of that drama of data collection.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just tell you this real quick. The first year of Fitbits, I attached mine to the tire of my wife's car, and it caught fire. I couldn't even make up that I didn't do it because it caught fire.
Well, are you thinking about ditching it, or have you decided this is the year of ditching something?
No, I'm going with my one true love, the Fitbit.
Are you going to ditch your Fitbit?
No, never. Under any circumstances at any time.
Well, you guys listening, have you decided to ditch something this year? Like I said, Fitbits and Facebook, a lot of people ditching those. What have you decided to ditch this year? Let us know by calling 800-252-1025 or text 90627 now.
You know, my lovely wife Amy is ditching her Fitbit. We're Fitbit buddies. I may be ditching her. She's ditching Fitbit. Tons of people are ditching Facebook. What are you ditching? 1-800-252-1025.
Let's talk to John in Seattle.
Hiya, John.
Good morning, folks.
Morning.
I am ditching and already have DirecTV.
Now, are you
what
ditching DirecTV specifically, or are you just ditching paying for your television?
Paying for television. DirecTV is all right, but, you got hundreds and hundreds of channels, and you got basically the same crap on reality TV. It just doesn't do much for me.
Well, I'll tell you this there, John. I have 900 channels, I think, because the music channels are on 900.
Yeah.
So I guess I have 900 channels. There's 6 channels I watch, and I pay through the nose for it. So I'm not as brave as John, but if I was gonna be, I would ditch pay TV.
Yeah, see, the shows I watch are all over the place. Plus, for me, I watch so much sports, and I get the MLB package, I get the hockey package. Like canceling cable, we have Comcast, just never, ever going to happen.
I feel like everybody wants to do it because the cost
Yeah.
cost keeps coming up, but
Right.
it's so hard.
So hard.
You just get so afraid that you're going to miss all your favorite shows and
Yep.
everything.
What have you decided to ditch this year? Let us know. Call 800-252-1025 or text 90627. Let's talk to Sherry in Redmond.
Hiya, Sherry.
Hi, Danny and Sarah. I'm so excited to talk to you for the first time.
Well, we dig it. What are you ditching?
Welcome to the show.
And I want to say a quick hello to Miss Julie, who's also driving on our commute to preschool this morning.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Miss Julie.
Hi, Julie. Hi.
Hi, Miss Julie.
Hi,
we
Miss
listen to every
Julie.
morning and talk about you.
All right, what are you ditching?
Well, I, too, have ditched Facebook this year, not for the data collecting. There's a little bit of the FOMO, fear of missing out,
Right.
when people post pictures of other kids in the neighborhood and my kids weren't invited. But it's more of a bombardment of information that fills my head throughout the day. And whether it's good or bad, people make fun of people posting pictures of their food, and we don't need to know about that. But whether it's good or bad, I like the old-fashioned way right now of just receiving a text from somebody or a picture about a birth announcement. I don't need all of that information in my head all day long. And it's so time-consuming. You get on to go for 1 minute to check something out, and an hour's been sucked, and you haven't been paying attention to your children.
On the birth announcement thing, just wait long enough till you hear screaming, and then somebody's delivering a baby. You'll know it that way. I've recently started, because I don't physically do my Twitter as much as Amy says, do you have anything to tweet? And I say, yeah, do this. We put the pictures of me signing Partridge Family records in people's
In a record store?
in a record
Yeah.
store,
Mm-hmm.
which we call choreographed vandalism, and it's been viewed thousands and thousands and thousands. So now I'm addicted. Now I want to go. I'm not saying where, Portland, but I'm going to go sign some more records and hide them again in record stores.
Well, Sherry's right about Facebook. A lot of people have decided to ditch that and other social media because it is a time suck. And Facebook especially is a place where people overshare.
Yeah.
And overshare their political views.
My brother Anthony, I had no idea he was even into this kind of stuff. Turns out he's a maniac. That's all he does all day long from Mexico. And by the way, when did Mexico get Twitter?
Is he on Twitter or Facebook with you?
He's on Twitter. I think he left Facebook because he made too many people mad.
Oh.
I didn't know any of this stuff.
I know a lot of people who have unfriended longtime friends and quit Facebook or quit the friendship on Facebook because of all the political
Yeah,
talk.
it's too crazy.
This
This year-
last election really brought it out in everybody.
Yes. big
That
time.
and guns. Guns get a lot of weird because,
Yeah.
I don't want everybody. That seems crazy, so I'm all for it. And the next thing it was, are you crazy? There's people being shot in schools. Whoa, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean that. Like, it really gets going.
What have you decided to ditch this year? That's the question we've posed at 800-252-1025. Not Facebook for me, but I have ditched Instagram.
Yeah?
Yep. I didn't like the way that it was always the same post showing up. It's not new posts.
Right. It doesn't go in order. So
Yeah.
you might see something from 2 weeks ago as the first thing
Right.
on your wall.
I don't want to know what happened 2 weeks ago. I want to know what's happening right now.
I want to see the guy that has the funny nose and horns. What channel is that?
What?
I don't know.
Well, you can give somebody a dog nose and floppy ears.
Oh, that's is that Instagram?
You can do that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Facebook.
seems
You can
fun.
do
And
that.
Snapchat.
That seems important.
There's too many of them. Like
Yep.
Facebook and Twitter are hard enough to keep up with. I have Instagram as well, and I just never look at it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't actually cancel it. Like, I don't know how to get rid of my account, but I'm just not. I'm not
Right.
going there anymore. I've deleted the app from my phone and my iPad.
And it's free?
yeah.
So this is a lot like U2's album. People get mad at it when they don't really have to do any of it.
A couple of texts into 90627. John says he's ditched his selfishness and self-centeredness, and he's changing and growing
Well, he's
as a spiritual.
He's a liar.
Yeah,
Oh,
you think
that's
so?
nice.
Yeah. Who calls a radio station to say I'm humble? What's wrong with you?
Danny has
Kendrick
kind of a
Lamar?
point
I
there.
do have kind of a point.
Tony on the flip side says that he's ditching our show. But then
Whoa!
Tony says that pretty much every day about a
that-
specific thing. I'm never going to listen again this morning when I listen to this thing. And then the next day he'll give us something else. So
Hi,
Tony,
Tony.
we
Hi,
love you, Tony.
Let's talk to Kim and Everett. What have you decided to ditch this year, Kim?
Hi, guys. I've decided to ditch the state of Washington.
What?
Where are you going to go?
Well, my husband and I have decided to go east. We're going to try out Tennessee. We want to get rid of all this traffic.
You want to get rid of indoor plumbing?
Yeah.
Well,
We're just
Kim, when do you
tired of
leave?
how we leave in 2 weeks.
All right. As much as I hate to see you go, I've spent a little bit of time in Tennessee, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Just really beautiful.
And take us with you. Listen on the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah.
We can
good
go with you to
thinking.
Tennessee. Don't be without us, Kim.
We will. Thank you.
We still love you.
Paul, what is something you've decided to ditch this year?
I'm trying to ditch my midday nap because we've talked so much about it not being healthy for your sleep. So right now, just because of my schedule, when I get home, I crash out for about an hour or two, generally 2 hours. And they say, it's okay to take a power nap of about 20 minutes, which is crazy to me. But they say that's okay, doing a 20-minute power nap, but anything beyond that is bad for you.
Do you know, when I was a kid, there was science that had smoking relaxes you. So you should do it at the end of a hard day.
Yeah?
Science changed. You nap away, mister.
It is supposed to be 10 minutes. So you
10
probably
minutes?
That's stupid.
Sleeping. So by the time you lie down and wake up.
How do you set an alarm for 10 minutes after I happen to fall asleep?
Right. Well, so that's why I think it winds up being 20 minutes because you're allowed
Yeah.
the time to fall asleep, the time to wake up again, but you should only literally sleep for 10 minutes.
The few times where I've been able to nap for, say, a half an hour, I feel super refreshed and
Yeah.
revived.
What about when you sleep for an hour?
I feel like crap.
You do?
Generally, I sleep for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm just super groggy afterwards because your body gets to the point where it thinks you're going to sleep for an entire 8
Yeah.
hours.
I think everybody is making this up.
Paul's going to ditch naps. Amy's ditching her Fitbit. What have you decided to ditch this year? Tori, tell us.
Okay, so an unfortunate event happened last weekend. I had my cell phone in my lap and I got out of my car and it cracked as soon as it hit the ground. And it's completely unusable. So I went to the store yesterday and I decided I'd get a Droid.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, it's the new
Oh, no.
S9. It's actually really, really cool.
You
But
ditched Apple.
I ditched Apple.
Good for you. Welcome to the club. I'm on Android as well.
I think Android's that.
Yeah, but you have a pager, Sarah.
Yeah. She's using flip phones. All right, but I'll stay with electronics. I am going to ditch and think I actually have ebooks.
You're going to ditch ebooks?
Yeah, I was just saying on this very show how much I like my library, and
Yeah.
that I have books you can peruse. And yes, a couple of them are kind of dusty and stuff, but I don't there's no romance to an ebook as far as I'm concerned.
It's a lot easier on an airplane, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Except when you leave your wife's on there and then she gets mad at you.
Yeah, that's true.
Derek, what have you decided to ditch this year?
I am totally done with 2-ply toilet paper. I'm all about the 4-ply, and I have a slogan.
I thought he was going the other way.
No, you gotta go. You gotta go 4-ply because double the ply makes me a happy guy.
Did you make that up?
Yeah,
like
I
it a
should
lot.
sell that to Cottonelle
You should.
or Chanel, whatever it is.
I just
Charmin.
Yeah, why not?
I thought he was going single ply
Yeah,
or
for
something.
sure.
I thought he
no
was
ply.
going no ply. I was very concerned.
Please don't do that,
I was
Derek. You
gonna
share a
shake
studio
at the
with
end of the
Tori. Well, don't ditch us because we will be right back with the news next.
We are seeing some very slow traffic on pretty much all the major roadways this morning. State Route 167 northbound is super slammed as you make your way from Highway 410 up to the interchange with 405. And then 405 southbound, you're going to see a 45-minute delay as you make your way from Filbert Road all the way down through to 520. And on I-5 southbound, we are seeing some extremely heavy delays as you make your way from Everett all the way down through to the Convention Center in Seattle, currently over a 60-minute delay. This traffic report was brought to you by Amtrak. Hurry and save 33% with Amtrak when you book now through March 29th for their lowest prices of the season. Amtrak doesn't believe in traffic, but they do believe in comfort and savings. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey Google, what's the weather?
Right now in Seattle, it's 46 and cloudy. Today, it'll be cloudy, with a forecasted high of 56 and a low of 46.
Thanks, Google. Just a couple more days of cloudy skies and occasional rain showers. On Saturday, we'll be making way for some sun and highs in the upper 50s. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
King County Sheriff's deputies continue to investigate after 2 teen girls were shot and killed in Burien last night. Deputies were called to an apartment complex near 139th Street just after 9:30 for reports of shots fired. They described the scene upon arrival as being chaotic. 2 victims, 2 were taken to the hospital. They did not survive. They do not believe this was random or a drive-by shooting, which was initially the report. A Seattle police officer on a motorcycle was struck by another vehicle and injured this morning on I-5 at Edmonds. Now, witnesses at the scene said the officer was struck by a car that had been forced into the southbound HOV lane by another merging vehicle. The officer's motorcycle then slammed into the concrete barrier. Witnesses said it looked like he went down really hard. State troopers who responded to the scene said the officer was up and talking. They do have extensive training on how to survive motorcycle crashes, but very scary nevertheless.
I don't know that there's any if you are in a survivable motorcycle accident, then I'm sure your training might come in handy over me and or Paul, let's say, on a motorcycle in an accident. But if something crashes into you on a bike, you're pretty much dead, and there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes I'm shocked that I still see motorcycle cops because it is just so dangerous. Yeah. There was somebody getting pulled over right here the other day with a motorcycle. And I went, "It's freezing out here, officer. Go home until June."
Well, the officer was taken to Harborview with injuries, but he is in stable condition.
God
thankfully.
Bless.
A new study has been released here in Washington about what would happen if an earthquake were to strike in southwest Washington. They have started to look at the possibilities of a 9.0 magnitude earthquake, that if it took place in the Cascadia subduction zone near Grays Harbor or Pacific counties, they could be looking at a tsunami of 60 feet high.
Yikes.
Now, this would gradually decrease when it got to areas of Willapa Bay and Grays Harbor to maybe 10 feet, but projections show really scary signs of tsunamis that would be possible throughout that area.
All of a sudden, the top of Queen Anne doesn't look so silly, does it, Paul?
Yeah, a 10-foot wall of water still sounds pretty scary when it's coming on your front porch.
Yeah, very scary. And President Trump's declaration that he's the best friend gun owners will ever have has
He's
come
the
with
best
a twist.
on guns. He's going to be the best.
He's
on
also
guns.
the best shot.
Yeah,
He's
for
the
sure.
best ammo maker.
Right, absolutely.
He builds his own guns out of toilet paper tissue. It's an amazing thing.
4-ply though.
Yeah, well, of
Derek.
course, 2-ply would tear.
Yeah,
an idiot.
Turns out President Trump's election has actually reduced gun sales. Under Obama, gun sales surged.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Under Trump, they have dropped noticeably. Now, this is the first time actually in many years that it has gone to these lows. There are jokes, according to the experts, that say Obama was the best gun salesman in history. But looking now, we have seen a fall of nearing 10% now that Donald Trump is in office. There are some bad side effects to this, including Remington, the nation's oldest gun maker, who have filed for bankruptcy protection under slumping gun sales.
That's weird that fast and 10% are going to collapse a company like Remington.
It had been on the decline, but
Right.
this almost 10% drop has been significant.
And here's the reason that gun sales have totally slumped during Donald Trump, and that is people think, oh, I'm not in danger anymore.
Yep.
This president isn't going to come and take my gun away, which is what they did think with Obama.
or at least that the president's going to make it harder to buy guns.
to get a gun.
Jared Fogle, the Subway guy,
Yeah.
who is now in prison for a whole slew of horrific charges.
I'll bet Subway just hates that he's the
I know.
Subway guy. Because you remember Jared? No, I'm not sure I do. Oh, the Subway pedophile?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll still eat your sandwiches, Subway, and
I
I
love
don't hold
Subway.
you.
Big fan of
Yeah.
Subway, except ordering when they ask you all those questions.
Oh, my God, the questions.
I love
They
when
ask
Matt
things
goes
like,
to Subway.
"Do you like lettuce?"
No,
Yeah,
It's
they-
what?
mind-boggling that you guys are so perplexed. You can't handle ordering at Subway.
All right.
Would you like tomatoes?
What kind of cheese do you want?
Yeah,
oh my
900 different
Oh my
kinds of
God.
cheese.
There's 3 choices, and they're right there in front of
And
you,
there's-
printed on the glass.
They say, would you like lettuce? And only an idiot
Yeah.
wouldn't know if he doesn't like lettuce until you find out about 4 or 5 of the next things they'll throw on there will make your lettuce wilt.
I don't do lettuce on my Subway sandwich. Hell
See, she
no.
doesn't even do
I
lettuce
do
on her
spinach.
Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just spit at it?
Spinach.
Oh, that's totally different.
Back to Jared Fogle.
Yeah, that guy.
He is making a new desperate attempt to be released from federal prison, and this time he is asking for help from Donald Trump.
That's probably a silly way to go.
I don't know, because every time we go, well, the president would be stupid to get involved in that, then he does it.
He has long said that there is a conspiracy against him. This is Jared Fogle. And that he said, had he known about all these charges they were going to tack on, he would have never pled guilty. And he has said this time around that he would like someone to intervene on his behalf, and that person would be the president of the USA.
Because I think the president of this Trump that's already in huge trouble for having voluntary sex with a grown woman is going to go, you know what? Let me jump on the Jared Vogel bandwagon.
Yeah. Never know.
And a Canadian teenager managed to set herself up for financial security for life on her very first day as an adult.
All in spite of being Canadian.
Charlie Lagarde celebrated her 18th birthday by buying a lottery ticket and a bottle of champagne. Because in Canada, the legal age of drinking is 18.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The legal age of drinking is 18 in Canada.
That's correct, yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I
gosh.
thought they tried that once and it didn't work out.
No, when growing up, when I was in high school, it was a big deal for people to go up to Canada. They always went up to Canada because it was 18. So when you were a senior in high school, a lot of kids could go up there.
Is it just for beer and wine or is it all alcohol?
I think it's all alcohol.
Wow, that's crazy. I had no idea.
So she was celebrating her 18th birthday, bought herself a lottery ticket and a bottle of champagne, and was the winner. Well, in both. She got to drink the champagne while
Right.
finding out she is going to be very rich. She decided to take the option, which is $1,000 per week for life.
Oh, per week? That was per month. Okay, well, that's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it
Especially
was,
for somebody that young. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yep.
they'll live a really long time.
Well, and the smart thing about it, too, is because it's got a maximum on it, she can't blow all of her money. Some people, they get a lump sum.
Right, you spend it all the right.
You blow it all.
No, but at my age, it would make no sense. Oh, let me take this by the week, $1 million. What am I going to live, like 9 more hours? Who knows how fast I might. I feel like I'm going right now. But and
Especially if
aging,
you have
too.
access to money, because
Yeah.
you're not going to live a very good life at that
All
point.
of that is true, my friend. But I would still take the lump sum totally,
Yeah.
even in Canadian dollars, which made me laugh.
Well, to be honest, it's only $780 American.
What is?
Her $1,000.
Yeah, but give me that every week for life for doing nothing?
I'd take it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's a question. Would you refuse it?
Well, I know what I'm doing when the show is over today, and that is I am going to buy myself a Mega Millions ticket.
Mega
because
Millions.
There was no winner on Tuesday. This one will now be $502 million Friday night drawing.
Yeah, but that's only like 437 million Canadian.
Right.
So, I mean,
no.
should probably turn it down.
I think you're reversing how that
Either
works.
way.
It's a lot of money.
She was turning down the Canadian money.
Well, they said, God bless you.
Ringling Brothers Circus. They closed down shop.
Yeah.
So a lot of those people have to find other sources of employment.
Yeah, what are those elephants going to do for work?
I was going to say the midget contortionist.
But we don't say midget anymore.
You don't say contortionist.
Either one. No, I think we can say contortionist. We don't say
All right.
midget, though. It's a little person.
I think you're wrong.
Or little people if it's a group.
I totally think you're wrong.
Steve Laff has announced he is running as a Democrat for South Carolina's 5th District seat in the U.S. Congress. He is a clown.
There, you can't say clown.
You can't call him a clown.
Why would you call
He's
a guy
a-
a clown?
No, he's not like an asshat kind of clown. He's actually a clown.
Oh.
He's literally a clown.
He
Was
carries
a clown.
a card from the association?
Yes.
That's a real thing, by the way.
And he carries one. Well, he used to because now he is no longer part of Ringling
Yeah,
Brothers
bunch
and
of
Parliament Bailey Circus.
liberal people. Couldn't think anything really good.
But
Killed.
is he going to carpool to Congress with like 27 other dudes in that little car?
He said the joke is that the president and Congress are all clowns.
Yeah.
Well, in my professional opinion, they're the worst clowns I've ever seen.
He's right. I like him.
He's going to be running for office. His website is clownforcongress.com.
And what's his name?
Steve Laugh.
Steve Laugh.
Steve Laugh.
The Easter Bunny had to go to jail.
Uh-oh.
Because apparently it vibrates.
The Easter Bunny had to be transported to jail after passing out on the job. Now, maybe it's hot in that costume.
It is hot in the costume.
Can I say that it's a costume?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're dressed up like the real Easter Bunny. They're not.
Exactly right.
But so I'm not ruining, like, little kids aren't thinking that that's the real Easter Bunny that
No,
they're
that's
seeing
an
at the mall?
Easter Bunny's helper.
It's an Easter
just
Bunny,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, just like all the
Okay.
Santa's helpers, who are all mostly drunks and pass out too.
Right.
Well, this woman was in her bunny costume at the mall, passed out, had to be taken to the hospital. We're not sure if the Easter Bunny is going to be back in action by Sunday.
Why jail?
Oh, did I say jail? The
3
hospital.
times you said jail.
If it's the Ocean County Mall to the Community Medical Center. I don't know why
Dangerously
I keep saying
close to jail. What's the hashtag, Paul?
Dumb Sarah. Hashtag dumb Sarah.
Hashtag dumb Sarah.
I don't know why, but that hashtag is trending. Hashtag
Hashtag
dumb Sarah.
You know, I think I'm remembering the story from earlier in the show where a woman went to the mall and was verbally assaulting the Easter Bunny.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
right.
got taken to jail.
Yeah, sure she did.
This was an innocent Easter Bunny, and she was only taken to the hospital. Unless we find out she committed crimes in that costume, and then she'll go to the pokey. Craft beer.
Yeah.
Something that,
I
you
like
know,
their
I'm,
macaroni and cheese better.
craft beer is something that is going gangbusters here in America, all over the world,
Yeah,
actually.
sure.
The craft beer movement has become huge. You know, I've got a beer blog at KZOK.com.
I do.
Actually, I've got a brand new beer blog up this week. It's brought to you by Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. Why? Because they have their own craft beer.
Yeah, they do.
210 Brewing Company at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. Now, I've had my beer blog for years now, and there is a new study out that shows women are better beer connoisseurs than men because women have a better ability to identify odors.
Oh, really?
So it
I
could
thought it was going to be
also-
something about swallowing.
I thought it was just because they're so judgmental.
Collectively, we've got 9 reasons that that's true. So I guess we admit it's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Women are better at a lot of things.
Most stuff, yeah.
Well, it could be why moms are always critical of dirty laundry and clean up your room. And, you know, you guys need to take a shower because y'all stink, because our sense of smell is better than yours.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And they said that is very important when it comes to detecting the quality of beer, that women are better beer tasters.
Okay, it's a fine job.
Y'all should pay attention to my beer blog.
Yeah,
We
I think
should.
we will.
When my wife says to me, dude, you stink, I am now going to go, I think she might be right. Instead of she's just being mean to me.
My beer this week, by the way, is a brewery that Paul and I have been to. I went to.
Oh, where'd you go?
I got a beer from Silver City.
Oh, nice. I love those guys.
Love those guys. They make some really, really tasty beer. And this one was a limited edition. So I'd offer to share with you, Paul, but it's all down my throat.
All right.
Well, there she goes. If you ever wondered, now you know.
A man has confessed to stealing something that was left behind after a crash. Of course, this took place in Florida.
All right.
And this man named Alton Manley was on a motorcycle. He got into a bad wreck and he got transported to the hospital. This was a 2016 Harley Davidson and it got squished. It was in bad shape. And so he wakes up in the hospital. He's like, oh man, this road rash is no fun. How's my bike? And they said, your bike is missing. I said, what do you mean my bike's missing? We couldn't ride it away from the scene. Where's my bike? Somebody saw the crash. Again, this is Florida. Stole it.
Stole his mangled Harley?
Stole his busted up Harley.
How?
Truck.
Pickup?
Pickup truck.
Just tossed in the back of a pickup.
They were.
You ever try and toss a Harley?
I have not. Have you?
No, I have not.
No.
I've tried to lift them before.
Well, the cops got an anonymous tip, were able to track the bike down, and the guy tried to say, I didn't do it, it wasn't me, and finally he admitted it. Yes, it was our way out of Florida. He just wanted something to get him out of Florida. So he stole a motorcycle thinking he could drive away and go anywhere else.
But he had questions. Do you have questions?
I do, yeah.
Okay, first of all, he has a truck.
Right, yeah. And the bike is not operational.
Turns out it wasn't his truck.
Okay.
You know, he had buddies. He's the passenger. He wanted to move. He wanted to leave. A Harley Davidson's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I guess if he fixes it up and sells it.
That's what he thought.
No, he thinks he's going to ride it out of town.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Wow.
Like, I didn't think he wanted it.
Well, we're not saying people in Florida are smart.
No, we are certainly not saying that.
Yeah.
A Southern California attorney was able to survive for 5 days lost in the desert by drinking his own Winky and eating cactuses after breaking his heel and pelvis on what was supposed to be a half-day hike in Joshua Tree National Park. So he grabbed a T-shirt and shorts and went out for a hike half-day, a couple energy bars, a little bit of water, and that's when he fell, broke his pelvis, broke his heel, and then fell a couple more times because he's trying to walk out of Joshua Tree.
This guy's an idiot. This guy can't get 10 feet.
And it was the middle of that afternoon when he decided, I will drink my own Winky.
5
He's
days.
been lost in the wilderness for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Hey, you know what seems good? I haven't had any water in like, I don't know, an hour. I think I better drink this.
You've been to Joshua Tree, Danny,
I
pretty
have.
recently. Wasn't it hot?
Actually, not then, but it gets 125 degrees.
Yeah.
122 is the highest I've seen it.
He said, then 3 angels appeared out of nowhere, and I thought, it's over. I'm hallucinating. Well, turns out it was rescuers who finally did find him. 5 days, cactus and Winky diet.
And he admitted to that. He goes, oh, hi, thanks for saving me. I've been drinking Winky all day.
I think you could tell,
I
right?
would- yeah, you
If you
certainly
met a
can.
guy who, let's say, for 4 days had been drinking his own Winky, I think you would know
No,
right
when you
away.
smile, you look at him and you go, ooh, smoker. And he goes, not Winky.
I'm pretty sure you can't survive 5 days without drinking.
I'm not sure what the cutoff is, but I think that's actually long.
Yeah.
You can go a really long time without food.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think you can only go a couple of days without beverage.
Yeah. And then you drink Winky.
Yeah, then you drink Winky.
Ugh.
And do you make more?
I think so.
Does it go down each time, the
You'd
amount
think
you can produce?
Yeah, you can't keep making the same
Yeah,
amount.
you can't. That's crazy. That's physics or something.
There's water in the cactus, though, right?
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
All right, I want to do it now.
What?
I kind of want to do it. See
All right,
how long
so
I can
Paul will
live.
break your helmet.
Tomorrow morning at 7:20, Danny drinks his
I
own Winky.
don't want to be hurt in any way, shape, or form. I
Yeah?
just want to see, because there's a couple of my favorite fighters used to do that. By the way, they all got beat. Like they do this thing in public, the news would come by and they'd show them their training and by
That's
drinking
gross.
their own Wink. And then Manny Pacquiao beat their brains in, and then Mayweather beat their brains in. So apparently, it's not that good for making you tough.
Yeah.
There's a Toronto-based ice cream chain who are facing a boycott this week especially because the Christians believe their name is blasphemous and is mocking them.
Well, I'll tell you.
They're asking them to change their name, and they are digging their heels in and saying, we are not going to. Ice cream chain named Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I guess if you want to be a stickler for details, that's blasphemous.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it. I think that Christians are wrong on this. Leave them alone. It's not. Who's it hurting?
Well, they think it's mocking their religion. And so if you are very religious, and
See, if
don't
they
want to be mocked,
if they had a flavor called God's a Myth, I would say, well, that's weird that you have a flavor of ice cream called that.
Yeah, who says they're not celebrating your religion with their ice cream shop?
Yeah, you still can't.
They're
celebrate
honoring
that.
you.
Yeah, you still can't theoretically by the book. I say you can. I'm just going to go back to the Jesus is a myth ice cream flavor is blasphemous.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
All right.
a man in the UK has been caught and, well, he's got an unfortunate title. He has caught the world's worst ever case of super gonorrhea.
Oh, super gonorrhea.
I was wondering what Gibbons was up to these days.
What makes it super?
It is drug resistant.
Oh.
The cape?
My gonorrhea never wears a cape. How dare you?
Super gonorrhea or super chlamydia or super strep throat, what that means is drug resistant.
Oh.
So this guy has the worst case ever they've ever seen of gonorrhea. It is a super gonorrhea, and the drugs don't work. So they are trying to figure out exactly how to get rid of it because, those symptoms aren't super nice, are they, Danny?
No, they are not. They are not lovely. What do you call it if you give it to Rhea Perlman? Is it super gonorrhea? I don't know. Just asking. Wait. What did Muhammad Ali said? They asked him where it's from, and he said, His father was from Ghana and his mother was Korean, making him Ghanaian. I thought, you're funny, Mr. Ali.
We still have music news coming up, entertainment and sports, but also another chance at $1,000. Money for nothing here on KZOK. We do it 13 times a day. Every hour, someone's winning. It could be you. Listen for the new keyword. When you hear it, you text 200 for your chance to win. Your next chance is coming at 9:10.
This traffic report is brought to you by Amtrak. Still seeing some pretty long delays on 405 southbound as you make your way between Filbert Road and the interchange to Highway 520. And on I-5 southbound, things are pretty backed up as you make your way from the Alderwood Mall Parkway all the way down through to the Convention Center. Hurry and save 33% with Amtrak when you book now through March 29th for their lowest prices of the season. Amtrak doesn't believe in traffic, but they do believe in comfort and savings. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Yes, have announced they are doing once again their cruise to the edge. They say this is the Proggers of the Caribbean, their annual cruise.
I didn't even know these guys were flat earthers. They're cruising to the edge.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't even get it.
I'm glad I explained it to you.
Thank you.
Yes, have announced once again they are going on a cruise. It will take place February 4th through the 9th, and they've got some big acts, 25 of them to be precise.
How does any of this make any economic sense?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe they love it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Genesis guitarist Steve Hackett will be there. Mike Portnoy, former Marillion singer of Fish and Riverside. We, of course, have the band Yes, Dream Theater, Soft Machine, John Lodge of the Moody Blues. As I said, 25 artists, so that's
Right.
just tip of the iceberg. They say, in addition to all these performances...
Don't say that.
What?
It's a cruise ship. You want nothing to do with the tip of the iceberg. They're famous for that.
Photo opportunities, performances, Q&A sessions, theme nights. Fans with musical skills will have opportunities to sit in with the band during jam sessions.
Kind of awesome.
This is Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas, and it leaves from Florida. And tickets are on sale now. It's only about $1,300 per person.
Because I would like to jam with my newfound guitar skills, but I'm just not positive Yes will play Achy Breaky Heart. Because I'm wailing on that right now.
How awesome, though. For $1,300, you get all that, and you get to get out of Florida. It's fantastic.
That's how it is, $1,300?
Yeah.
All the way around or for the cheapest seats?
That was just the price.
Starts at $1,300.
Starts, so it can go up to a bunch, but still, it barely makes... These are rock stars, some of these guys.
Yeah.
And some of them are everybody else.
Tomorrow is Friday.
I know what that means.
It means new music is in stores.
Oh, right.
Big Yes fan, music aficionado Tori is going to fill us in on what's coming out. Now, I know earlier this month, Michael Nesmith from the Monkees joined this here very show. If you missed the interview, it is up at KZOK.com. But it turns out his band, the First National Band, has a reissue. What's the story, Tori?
All right.
Oh, I love that. What's the story, Tori? We got to do that.
So Mike Nesmith and the First National Band are reissuing their first 3 records, Magnetic South, Nevada Fighter, and Loose Salute. These were all recorded in a span of less than 12 months, which is kind of strange, in the early 70s. This was the material that he couldn't use for the Monkees when he left in '69 to pursue his career with this band.
Wow, okay, so people haven't been able to get this.
No, I think it was released, yes, so it's released the second time.
Yeah, I don't think the problem with this is that you couldn't get it.
Well,
The problem might have been apathy.
It's been out of print, though, so you could get it if you went to, like, vintage stores, but they re-release a lot of the stuff because it's not out anymore.
How fast did you say it was recorded, Tori?
Less than 12 months.
Now, normally I would go, my God, because the people are spending years in the studio. I was listening to the Beatles channel the other day, and on my Google, thank you for asking, and they said there was some announcer dude going, and they did all 11 songs for this album in one day.
Yeah.
They recorded a gigantic Beatles album in a day.
Well, also the band The Cars, 2 of their greatest albums ever, are getting the reissue treatment, right?
Nice.
Yeah, so Shake It Up and Heartbeat City are coming out, which is our 4th and 5th record. It's very classic 80s Cars. It's not preferably my favorite era, but it's so 80s that it's kind of fun. Like, it's sickly
She's
80s.
a little judgmental.
Yeah.
When I say
Danny
what's
and
the
I are-
story, Tori, I don't know that I want to hear your negativity.
Late 70s cars and 80s cars are very different animals.
But both fantastic.
Both fantastic. I didn't even know there were 70s cars.
Yeah.
I thought they were all 80s cars.
I don't know what we're listening to now, but Danny and I are over here, bopping our heads, enjoying it, and then Tori
Shake it
attacks
up.
us.
Yeah,
Taylor
shake it up.
Swift can learn a lesson. These guys were shaking it up years before
Right.
she did.
Yeah, so this is going to include remixes and demos. It's got an upbeat version of Drive, which is
wow.
kind of strange. Hello Again and I'm Not the One. It'll
love
be
that song.
it'll be coming out in CD and vinyl, so you should pick it up.
Nice.
I think I will.
Yeah.
All right, there's some quirky stuff coming out this week as well, right, Tori?
Yeah, okay, so this is an amazing band. It's called The Damnation of Adam Blessing, and they're reissuing their first 2 records from 69 and 70. This is the greatest psychedelic rock band you've never heard of. Like,
What's the name again?
It's called The Damnation of Adam Blessing.
Yeah, I'm against them.
And this is like one of those, like real deep, like.
It's comparable to like Cream, The Guess Who, Humble Pie. If you want to hear, let's hear it.
I like it.
Yeah, so they're going to be re-releasing their first 2 records. They're from Ohio.
If they're the band I've never heard of, why are they re-releasing anything?
Because they actually
Doesn't
have
the fact that we didn't care let them know how we feel about them?
they have a huge cult following, and so I think they kind of dug up the old tapes, and the reissue sounds amazing. It's way better than this right here. But
Who's Adam Blessing, and what did he do that deserve damnation?
you know, I don't know. You're gonna have to ask him.
Yeah,
Okay,
go ask
Google.
If you won't tell me who he is.
Who's Adam Blessing?
He's Bill Constable. That's his name. His real name.
Oh,
Oh, well,
Well,
that's
things
changed
are
it
much
all
more
out,
clear
yeah.
now.
His
Okay.
stage name is Adam Blessing.
Of course it is.
That's
I
like
mean,
saying
terrible
Portugal
damnation.
the Man. Well, who is he? It's just a name.
so he's in this band?
I guess so. It says Adam Blessing, aka Bill Constable.
Hey.
Anything else, my dear?
Yes, I will have it up at KZOK.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're going to need some money to buy some of that new music, and we can help you out with that right now.
Money.
Text money right now to 200-200. All the contest rules and details at KZOK.com.
Netflix is something many of us watch a lot of programming on. And a lot of people have thought, well, I watch so much. Wouldn't it be great if they paid me? Well, that could happen because there is a new job available at Netflix where you would get to watch shows and then you would have to figure out what the tag content would be. So you would watch a show and then say, okay, well, this show is witches, zombies, Bigfoot, scientists, sci-fi, all the different tags that you would put onto a specific type of programming.
So tag in this case means genre.
Yeah, but it's multiple.
It's anything that somebody would search, so that if I'm looking for something, it's search terms. So if I'm looking to watch something on Netflix, I might search for the tag might be a specific actor that's in it.
That's what I thought.
It might be a director.
I can talk to my remote.
So, Danny,
Yeah.
if you were to search something on Google,
Right.
the way the
Which I do
algorithm
constantly.
works is tags. So if I have a beer blog up and I went to Teku Tavern and I had a Silver City Brewery, I would tag Teku and I would tag Silver City. I would tag myself. And then every time somebody looks for Silver City, those other things could potentially come up.
All
Make
right.
sense?
Sure.
So if I go to Netflix and I want to watch a zombie movie and I put in zombie movie, the only way it's going to come up is if somebody tagged all the different movies and TV shows that have
All
the
right.
word zombie in it.
All right.
So somebody's got to do that.
Sure.
So Paul goes home and he watches Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And he then has to come
What
up
happens at the end?
They all die. They kill the school teachers
I
first.
figured that one.
So somebody,
Wait, there's actually a school teacher in that show. We should
That's
probably be careful.
they said it would be like being like a librarian.
This would be the time to pick to be careful, I think. Right
So
now.
Paul would put in teacher.
Yeah.
And drugs. And
Bear attack.
there's a bear attack?
Yeah.
That's how they kill the school teacher
And
with
then
a bear.
they set the bear on fire.
Are
Yeah.
we still talking about Breaking Bad?
And then they
Pretty
kill
sure
the
we
little
are.
guy.
Oh, you got to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're now talking about Hell on Wheels and Game of Thrones.
Oh. Well, that's a new one.
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Martin Scorsese just wrapped up filming his upcoming mob epic called The Irishman. This will tell the real-life story of the hitman Frank Sheeran and his confrontation with ex-Teamsters union leader Jimmy Hoffa.
I feel like he's been working on this movie for like 7 years.
He has, and this movie is costing a lot of money. $140 million plus. Now,
To make a Hitman movie?
here's why, Danny.
All right.
Turns out Al Pacino is 77 years old.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't turn out that that's happening.
He is
Everybody
playing
knew that.
Jimmy Hoffa,
Who was like 30-something when he
Yes.
died or disappeared.
39.
39 years
Yep.
old.
39 years old.
CGI. In order to do it, CGI.
Why not just have another
Why
actor?
not? Yeah, why have Al Pacino do anything?
I love Al Pacino. Put him in the movie, but have him play something else.
Well, as you said, he's been recording. He's been filming this forever.
Oh, true. He started when Pacino was 40.
He was 39 when they started shooting this.
The Irishman also will star Joe Pesci, Harvey Keitel, Bobby Cannavale, and
They're all playing high school kids, though.
Action Bronson. Yeah.
Action Bronson's in it?
Really?
Is he the guy that likes cats?
What?
No, he's the guy who has all those shows on.
That you hate.
Oh, yeah,
he
I
goes
do
with
hate.
That's
the a bunch of weed shows, mostly weed shows.
No,
That's
he's
delicious.
Ancient Aliens now.
And
They give
that's
him his
effing
own
delicious.
show.
Yeah. The rapper.
Roseanne didn't just return to the air with a pro-Trump message. It returned with huge ratings. The show Tuesday night drew 18.2 million viewers, many of them in the coveted 18 to 49-year-old age bracket. And those figures have reportedly stunned Hollywood.
It stunned me.
I don't think anyone really anticipated this, but they're obviously quite excited. And Donald Trump placed a call to Roseanne Barr yesterday to express his admiration for her ratings coup and thanking her for her continued support.
Right. She's, I can't believe it. I thought somebody was lying to me, but she's a Trump supporter.
She is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's strange.
She is a Trump supporter, and her...
She's deplorable. Oh, now I get it.
They said that this is a surprise hit. It actually did better than the original.
It was really good. The first episode, the one that I watched, was really, really good.
And you only didn't watch the second because it was too
It
late
was
for you,
past
or-
my bedtime.
Gotcha.
You know, I saw a commercial for it or a news thing or whatever it was a split second, but an alarm goes off in their house or whatever it is, and John Goodman's character sits up with a CPAC thing on his face.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's of course what he'd be doing.
Right.
Yep.
So I thought off the bat, commercial-wise, it's a good 60 seconds.
So that's the first scene, and she says, "Oh my God, I thought you were dead." And he says, "Why does everybody think I'm dead?" Because the
hilarious.
thing they're not explaining, his character died off
Yeah.
Right.
in the last season, and now he's back suddenly.
Oh, very funny.
Because it's a TV show.
Right.
You can do whatever you want.
And you couldn't do it without him, and he's so good and
You
so
couldn't
funny.
do it without him. He's really good.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUIOA, 1-800-DUIOA. The excitement of playoff hockey continues. Tomorrow night at the Acesso Showwear Center, the Thunderbirds looking to tie up the series with the Everett Silvertips. Tickets are available at seattlethunderbirds.com or be caller 10 right now, 800-252-1025. You will win a pair. If you are caller number 10, call now.
Can I win?
You cannot, but you can buy your tickets.
Oh, I can. Yeah, there's still tickets available.
Yeah.
Well, there are not still tickets available for tonight. The Mariners sold out home opener against the Indians, 7:10 start time. And Ichiro will be starting in left field.
Is that a bad sign for the team? That
That a
you're,
hurt middle-aged man is
yeah,
playing?
really. A guy who went, I think, 0 for 10 in spring training and happens to be 60 years old is starting in your outfield.
Way to support, Paul.
I mean, I love him, but that can't be a good sign that you don't have a healthier, younger backup for Gamble or whoever's supposed to be your starter there.
Yeah, I think Gamel's working through some injuries as well. We do have injuries, but Ichiro is in great shape. A lot of players have not done well at spring training, and I'm not talking about the Mariners, just across the board.
It's like, let me put this in ways you can understand things, Paul.
Yeah, okay, please do.
It's like American Idol.
Yeah.
Coming in second or third is way better than winning. So that's what it's like for
Okay.
spring training is American Idol.
All right.
Except on
And
American
not winning
Idol,
is
you can't
Kerry
be old.
Clarkson.
So if we're going to do like a phone-in vote for Ichiro and that's how the Mariners win the game, then we're good?
Well, I don't fully understand what I'm saying, but I think it's just as good not to in spring training.
Text
spring
now.
training is American Idol.
Text now to vote for the Mariners to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd do it, yeah.
Spike and Nate will be broadcasting today. Where they're going to be at?
They're going to be down at Henry's on First from 3 to 6 today.
Is that where I had my
Super fun.
birthday?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a great place.
Yes, it is.
Really is. So go down and see Spike and Nate.
Yeah, well, so everyone's going anyway, so go a little early, go see Spike and Nate, you knock back a few, you go to the game. It's going to be a great night for the ballpark. Something to keep in mind, though, every year there's new food, every year there is new beer, but this year there are new rules. You cannot exit and re-enter. So do not leave the game unless you're planning on leaving for good.
No, once you're out, you cannot get back in.
That's right.
And if you're going to leave the game and get trapped and not be able to go back in, then go over to Henry's and hang out with Nate and Spike.
Exactamente.
And some Seahawks news. In the midst of our Seahawks getting a big change in their roster and coaching staff, it is speculated by ESPN that Earl Thomas will be returning to the Seahawks. Now, the team hasn't commented yet, but according to Adam Schefter, he is expected to return.
Good.
We still don't know if Rob Gronkowski will be returning to the New England Patriots, but reports are in saying he has gotten his first acting role. He has been reportedly cast in a film called Boss Level, which stars Mel Gibson, Naomi Watts, and Frank Grillo.
Okay.
We do not know who he's playing. Like, he's not going to be the lead.
He's going to play the big guy. Would be my guess.
the big goofy guy.
Could be it. That could
Didn't
be
he
it.
say he wanted to keep playing football, but he wanted them to trade him to the 69ers?
Yep.
Yes, that is exactly what he said. Hey, apparently he is not as universally loved as I thought. My sister-in-law, or whoever Amy's sister is to me, sent a picture of her new babies.
Yeah.
5 weeks old, 10 weeks old, 100 weeks old. I don't know. It's a baby, for God's sake.
Okay.
But the second I looked at it, I went, oh, that's Gronkowski. That's twins.
Really?
That's hysterical. So I sent her a picture of Gronkowski with the hashtag your baby's future. Not that amused. I thought it was funny. I mean, like twins.
I don't think
Really?
that means she doesn't like Rob Gronkowski. I think that means she doesn't like you.
Oh, she might be right.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
I think the only thing you're allowed to say about the looks of, especially like a newborn baby, is, wow, what a beautiful
Yeah.
baby.
Really?
Because everybody knows newborn babies are ugly.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the thing. So
Yeah.
why can't you just go, that's ugly, baby?
No, we all have to pretend that that's the most
but
beautiful
I
baby
don't
you've
think the
ever seen.
Gronkowski's ugly. I think he's adorable.
Yeah, I think she just took that wrong.
Yeah, that's what I
You're
think.
right, she's wrong, 100%.
Kind of the way my life goes.
Yeah.
For the first time, an NFL team will have men as part of the cheerleading squad.
A thing I didn't even know was out. I thought that we had those.
The cheerleaders for the Los Angeles Rams will have 2 men joining, and they will be doing the same routine as the female dancers. So when you
No way, that's gross.
what?
I'm all for it, but they shouldn't do the same thing the girls do. The
Why
girls do
not?
because they do weird stuff. They gyrate.
Yeah, I like seeing a man gyrate.
Nah, man.
Yeah, I don't think we're the audience for the gyrating men. I think
That is
Sarah
I
might
like
be.
a good gyrating man.
Well, there you go. Then it works both ways.
Apparently
Just
it doesn't.
like you.
Because I think it's bad.
As Tori would say, da 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 da.
So if we add them here, are we going to have to change the name from seagals to sea persons?
I think they should, to be honest.
Oh, that's
I don't
true.
think it should be gender specific.
Really? You think that our cheerleading squad should be called the sea persons?
Well, maybe there's a different name for it. It could be the seagulls.
The sea pals.
Oh,
The seagulls, the seagulls and the sea pals.
Yeah, and it's all in like platonic because nobody has sex with a cheerleader then because
Yeah.
we're just the sea
Well, why do we
pals.
want to do that?
I don't know why we're doing any of this.
I think on that note, I'm going to say congratulations to Anne in Everett, who's going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up her tickets to see the T-Birds tomorrow night. It's the T-Birds and the Everett
Silver
Silvertips
Silvertips.
at the Acesso
Same
Showwear
thing.
Center. What is
Silver Club.
happening?
The same thing that happens every day,
Yeah,
Sarah.
but
Friday.
I'll tell you, there's something new about it.
Can I say one last
yeah,
thing?
please.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You know, I'm glad things are so terrible.
Yeah.
Right now. And I'll tell you why. Because with these new text numbers that we have, and people can constantly tell us what we're thinking about the show, there's a chance, a small chance, that we might owe some apologies. And I'd like to start. Yeah, and I'm going to
I
start.
thought we had a no apologies rule.
We have no rules. I'd like to start, and I would like to apologize to Mercer Island.
Okay.
All of Mercer Island.
What happened there? What'd you
I
do then?
said that Manischewitz makes these things so good, they're as good as homemade. So if you want your matzo ball soup or anything else, you just go to Manischewitz. And all of Mercer Island wrote in and said, I schmear, I gewollt. I don't know what it means, but apparently they're mad at me. So I would like to apologize to Mercer Island.
Well, I should probably apologize then for calling matzo ball soup monster ball soup.
Yeah,
which
most
is
certainly.
what we call it in my house.
I would like to apologize to the American Retail Federation because earlier when Sarah reported that Halloween sells less candy than Easter. I thought that was completely inaccurate.
did I.
I think you might want to apologize to me for calling me a liar, liar, pants on fire.
Well, I still think you're wrong, but I'm going to apologize anyway.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry.
All right, then I'll move over. I'd like to apologize to cougars, whether they be human or animal. I offered to remove all their teeth and fight them.
You did say that, yeah.
And apparently that is wrong. So I would like to take this opportunity to apologize to cougars.
And I need to say sorry to geeks and nerds all over the world because I said that Star Wars and Star Trek is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
But isn't it though? Really?
No.
Why do you wreck your apologies? I thought that was sweet of you, and then you spoke again.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, Danny's sorry.
You know, I'm sorry that Steve Slayton isn't in here yet, because that guy's just awesome. And he's going to walk in the door, and he's going to play a bunch of classic rock and roll for your listening pleasure. So we will get out of his way. Bye. Bye.
This traffic report is brought to you by the UPS store. Most of the major backing ups of the roadways have cleared, but we are still seeing one issue down in Surrey on 152 Street near Johnston Road. We have an issue there where the traffic lights are working incorrectly, causing things to get backed up just a little bit. With the UPS store shredding services powered by Iron Mountain, you can have confidence knowing your private information is staying private. Shred with them today at the UPS store. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.